Well, that's not how I wanted to look. What's up? Hello, everybody. I'm back. Happy Friday, everybody. Come on in. I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back for another episode. Sorry about the lateness. I was a little bit late already, and then I went to go get me a Red Bull, and baby guilty and I spilled the coffee that I had, so I had to get a Red Bull. I got me a frappuccino, a caramel frappuccino, and I went in the fridge and we knocked it all down, so I had to clean it up. So thank you guys for being patient. Kylie's nail candy, good to see you. Shadow, my girl Tiff, thank you for all the help you did, as well as Holly that helped bring about this case and the information. All right, guys. So listen, today we're talking about Sebastian Rogers. You know, we're coming up on the 2-year mark as well as his birthday. Now, Sebastian went missing. He went missing the same day that Madeline Soto did. So I was never able to hop on and completely just give it all the attention that Maddie got. And guys, I did not know, which is the name of the episode today, the very, very, very first interview of Katie and Chris Proudfoot that we never knew existed on my channel. I've never seen it. I did not know that. I didn't even know it existed. And I've got the hands video for you. And guys, I have some special things to say about that today. So come on in, hit that like, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. So there's some of the interviews they appeared in. There's other ones that are not, that didn't make it, and they're behind the scenes, because when you look at, hold on, I also got this one because I thought it was cute. At missing person Sebastian with the last known activity of the uh, interviews from Chris and Katie. And guys, I didn't even know it existed. But what I do know is that, hold on, let me remove this and show you this. What I do know is that these people, Chris and Katie Proudfoot, hop from panel to panel, and many times we don't even know that they're back there talking about Sebastian or the case or rumors about the case. They're just everywhere on the streets of YouTube. Guys, the very first interview, I don't even know if any of you guys know who it is, where it came from. I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to give you the condensed version. And guys, I had no idea about that hands video. In that hands video that they got, the very first one that I thought was the very, very first interview, pleading for my son to come home, they said that they were emotional and didn't want to show their faces because there was too many emotions. Has anybody seen any emotions from them at all that weren't for themselves? Well, there's been a couple where Katie gets caught with a tear. Anyway, yes, they like interviews, and I gotta tell you, I did not know that this interview existed on 3/3. That was what, 6-7 days? Shady, creepy as fuck. Now listen, guys, and come on in. By the way, happy Friday. I'm gonna say hi to you guys in just a moment. Okay, so the Duchess interview is on some back channel that apparently Katie may be related to Duchess, something like that. That was the very first interview that they pled for Sebastian to come home. I thought it was the hands interview where we couldn't see their faces because they were so emotional. But if you thought that and I thought that, then we're all on the same damn page, because listen up, today we're going to listen to the very first interview. You're going to hear the origins of it all. We're going to listen to the hand video. And I think you guys are going to now say, not only do we need justice for Sebastian, we need to reclassify it to a criminal case and start making arrests. All right. So let's get to it. I'm going to put that up. I'm going to put this up so I can have Sebastian real quickly. Let me say hello. Kel, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Janet, a pleasure. Catherine. No, it's because they know they're both lying, and people are not dumb, especially us sleuths looking at. Oh, and we are going to look at this ish in detail today while I give you my commentary. Again, Madeline Soto got my almost full attention. I think I have maybe 280 videos on Madeline Soto alone. And then in this case, maybe 30 videos. I put my playlist in here. So what's up, everybody? Come on in. It's almost the end of the month. Let's help get those memberships up, all that stuff. I have a goal today. If we hit that goal, I'm going to give away something in the merch store. So my girl Tiff does merch. I'm going to go to the merch store and pick something and then pick a winner, and we'll make your whatever we're going to do, and we'll mail it to you. So if we can get the goal today, then I'm going to give out a Guilty of Crime merch. That's from the website. All right. Agreed. Thank you. All right. Let's get into it. Kathleen in the bushes. Good to see you. Look, she did an interview with the local news early on, and she said she left his phone, but it didn't work anyhow. Now, yes, she did do it with the local news, and I got to tell you guys something. Every time that Katie has talked without Chris, she's effed up and used Sebastian in the past tense. Okay, so we're just going to get into it. I'm going to start with some clips to show you that you say, hell no, Jay, we need an arrest here. All right. In the meantime, it's free to hit that like button. It's free to share this in other communities, and it's free to comment in chat. So let's do that, because boy, does she put her foot in her mouth every time she talks without Chris. I got 2 examples, and then we are going to watch the very first ever interview that I did not even know existed. I had no clue, but why wouldn't I? How can a teenage boy completely vanish and parents go plead to the media, but us not ever know it even existed? But they don't want to show their faces. By the end of this episode, if you don't believe that Chris and Katie had something to do with this, I might just change your mind. Okay. So come on in, hit that like button. Hi, mama. I promised to get her a membership soon. I just got to go over there. I went over to give you a membership today, Mom, and you we started talking about something else, so I got sidetracked. All right, let me just put this up real quick. I'm going to give you 2 times where Katie puts her foot in her mouth, and now we know why we need Chris, because she always F's it up. That's why she looks at him to talk for her and making sure she holds his hands so he could squeeze them if she says the wrong thing.
He turned 16.
He would have turned 16. I put it the wrong part. Okay.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th.
This is why Chris Proudfoot doesn't let Katie talk, right? We've seen this whole interview on my channel. This is why Chris Proudfoot doesn't let her talk. Okay, we're starting at the beginning.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th. He would have
been.
He turned.
You guys got to remember, she also has a memorial tattoo of Sebastian in memory of. Guys, I am a tattoo artist still, just because I'm not doing tattoos right now. By the way, there's 111 in chat. That's a huge prayer, angel number. Say a prayer that this case gets turned into a criminal case and we get arrests done. All right. But listen, you say, hopefully Jay doesn't take up for whoever's responsible for Sebastian's death. Well, I didn't take up for Stephen Stearns either. I've never taken up for Stephen Stearns, but what I have done, Mr. Sup, is I have talked to, I have been able to talk to the Stearns and get more information faster. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to take up for anybody that killed Sebastian, but I certainly would do an interview with anybody at any time. I'll go into a prison and talk to people on death row if I choose to. All right. All right. Now that that's clear, watch what you say or you're going to get kicked out of my chat. All right. Because I'm not playing. I don't play that, especially on lives like this. They're a pair of drunks. Hey, what's up, Holly? Just made it. Good to see you. Mama Sage. Yes, justice for Sebastian. All right. let's get into it. We got a show today, and it's Friday, baby, and I'm feeling spicy. All right, and yeah, let's get to Vegas too.
Turned 16, and he should be home for that.
But Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th. He would have.
Again, you know what? I stopped because the troll got me sidetracked. Mods, just knock the trolls out if that happens. I am a tattoo artist. I've been doing tattoos since I turned 18. All right. Almost every inch of my body is covered. I apprenticed in a shop when I lived in Oakdale, California by Modesto. I have been doing tattoos since I was 18. I'm 46 years old. I've seen, done, covered up memorial tattoos more than enough times to know that that's a memorial tattoo of and for Sebastian. Why would you do a memorial tattoo? That is a tattoo when somebody dies. All right. I don't cover. Okay. So we got to go. Bye, Supple Keaton. Let's get this person out of here, huh? Let's get him gone. All right, there we go. Okay, so I've done so many tattoos. I've covered up so many tattoos, and that tattoo is one in memory of if somebody died. Okay? All right, thank you. Of course not. What's up, Kylie? How you doing? Kylie's nail candy. I love it. Yeah, tell them. Crazy people. My goodness. They don't know who I am. Listen, guys, I've had to fight my way to the top my entire life. From the moment I came out of my mom's womb, I've had to fight to be who I am. Exactly who I am, exactly what I want to be. I'm not, y'all can say anything and do anything. I've already been there, done that. And that's why I'm fighting for justice for Sebastian and Madeline and all of the children that we cover here. All right. Thank you. All right. Not today, Satan. Not today. Katie has a tattoo in memory of her son, Sebastian. But he didn't die, and she keeps talking about him in the past tense. All right. He would have, he turned 16. Every time she does an interview without Chris, she F's it up. All right. And then when she does interviews that she doesn't think you guys are going to hear, she's not that sweet, Southern, meek person anymore. She's an absolute bitch. All right. Now let's keep going. She has a tattoo of Sebastian in memory of. I'll try to find it in a bit and get that too. I got sidetracked.
He turned 16.
Take a breath, Katie. He's alive. You don't know that he's dead already.
And he should be home for that.
But Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th.
Oh, you remember it? He would have been.
He turned 16, and
all right,
he should be home for that.
That's enough of that. I got another one I'm going to put on while I'm looking for the other one. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. You guys got me on a spicy day, and I'm all for it. I cannot wait. All right, we're starting with this. I'm sorry if you don't agree. If you research, you will see she doesn't deserve her loyalty. Not rude, I don't think, my opinion, after being a gem. Who are we talking about? Who's a gem? Who's Lynn Allen, and what are we referring to here? Is everybody okay in chat? I don't know who we're talking about there, but yes, the Haros are Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican. You know why Madeline Soto called on me? Because I'm Puerto Rican for the Hispanic community. All right. They specifically wanted somebody that was in the Hispanic community, and I am that. I am Puerto Rican and Spanish. So what? I'm a bitch. She isn't. I take being called a bitch in pride, right? That's true. Very true. Salty and spicy. Oh, Lauren Matthias. Yeah. I don't even. Yeah, I'm for that. But glad you're here. All right. So look at those interviews. I bet you guys, unless you've been in it, the whole time and been following even the crama, I bet y'all didn't know about all of these interviews. And there's more, okay? And I want you to remember who Queen Bee is. And I also want you to look at that list of names. Notice it doesn't say Cluminati anywhere. Guys, does it say Cluminati? Anybody? Does anybody say Clue? No, I don't see any. Okay, I'm waiting. You know why? Because they don't document those. They don't document the shows that they go on and say the most outlandish shit about Sebastian's father, Seth. All right. Where'd it go? Okay, I'm gonna put this up, and then I got this on patrol on that. You gotta listen to. All right, hold on real quick. Do justice for Sebastian, guys. Good to see all you guys. Thank you for being here. It's a Friday, and I do appreciate it. All right. There's a lot of different. I also wanted to show you guys this too. They asked me to share the voices, which I did on Ghost as well. So the gathering is going to be February 26th, 2026 in Sumner County, and they're trying to get as many people out there that can rally for justice for Sebastian. So if you're out there, go do that. Go check it out. All right. Now we're going to get to this. The last update that we heard on the news, and we'll hop to the FBI. We'll check all that. All right, listen up.
Teenager disappear without a trace. It is a question that has baffled the most seasoned of investigators for a year and a half. That's how long it's been since Sebastian Rogers vanished from his Hendersonville home. Nick Barris tells us in that time, the FBI has been able to disprove two theories.
So many have closely followed this case and continue to ask and hope for updates. The FBI just issued a full synopsis of where things stand.
Now, this is the very last time that they put out a news report, and the news report is based on the FBI. So I just wanted to make sure we cover the case correctly, and everybody knows that Sebastian went missing almost 2 years ago. He needs to be found, but more than that, they need to start looking at this like a criminal case, and that's what people are shooting for. All right, I love you guys. Hit that like button, get yourself a membership. Don't forget, we're gonna do a giveaway, a merchandise on Guilty of Crime, so let's get it in there, guys. All right.
And today, Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his Hendersonville home on February 26, 2024. The 15-year-old with autism did not take any clothes, shoes, money, food, or his cell phone. His mother only reported a small yellow flashlight was missing. A massive search, including TBI and Sumner County Sheriff's investigators, covered a 4.5-mile radius around Sebastian's home. That's roughly 44,000 acres, and no sign of the teen.
So, I mean, guys, does anyone here that's sitting in chat think that he walked off and we didn't find him? Maybe he fell in a hole. Maybe it's a possibility, but that's not what I think. So we're going to keep going. Janet Rawlings is starting this off with a super sticker for $1.99. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Chris is straight up evil in the ones not mentioned. Oh, Rocco, my guy. You're a pretty guy too. What's up, Rocco? What's up with all the handsome, good-looking people on Guilty of Crime? Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. Yes, and yes. He's straight up a dickhead, but you're going to see the stark difference between the first interview and how it progresses, and I cannot wait. All right, no way what? Zero evidence, he left that. Yeah, right, exactly. Kids don't disappear, my friends, I assure you. All right, let's go.
This is the system that we use to track all of our searchers.
The FBI says agents have now followed through every one of the hundreds of tips. However, they have yet to produce any solid leads. Several months have indeed passed, but Sheriff Eric Craddock has said,
"It's not a cold case. It's an active and ongoing investigation."
The FBI now does disprove two theories. One involving security video, which I obtained.
And I want you guys to really understand this, although I love Mob Crew's coverage. And, it doesn't matter what creator it is. I might say their name, but I'm not going to trash talk them. They debunk that. There are two major things that we see on YouTube all the time that they debunked. All right. Mama Pearl, I really got to get you a membership. Mwah. Oh, you know what I should do is give her a wrench as well. Let's give Mama Pearl a wrench too. Carly, are you in here? Can you wrench my mama up? All right, let's keep going. Let's listen to the debunking so that when you guys start seeing people talk about that, you can say, well, no, that was debunked already. Let's spend time on something that needs to be focused on.
Early in the investigation, showing what appeared to be lights outside Sebastian's home the night he disappeared. Agents say the dark sky and camera angle combined had distorted the security footage, and lights were actually from a truck away from the home. They have also now debunked a theory that a person in a green hoodie spotted near Sebastian at a restaurant before he disappeared.
Debunk the junk on Guilty of Crime, all right? That's what we do, is debunk the junk. I mean, I have people emailing me often that want to know my perspective on this case. I don't really answer because I don't want to give I'm a creator. I'm not trying to give my theory and then maybe I change or it's wrong and then now someone's putting my theories. So I only put my theories on here in the wide open. And if I'm incorrect, I will tell you later on. So we're debunking the junk so you guys understand what didn't happen to him. That green hoodie person, forget it, guys. That didn't happen, and those lights are not what we think they are. So let's find Sebastian for real.
Was in any way involved. The Amber Alert for Sebastian does remain active, and the FBI is offering $50,000 for any information that leads to his whereabouts. They do encourage the public to continue to call in tips to 1-800-TBI-FIND. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
Nick, thank you. And when he disappeared, Sebastian was 5 feet 5 inches tall. He weighed about 115 pounds. He has brown hair and eyes that look hazel or brown.
That's pretty thin for 5'5", guys. You guys were talking about how you think there's a possibility that he was being not fed so well. Yeah, that's disturbing, guys. All right, let me remove this bad boy and get this up here. I've got one more thing I want to show you. And then remind me. Oh, we're going to be here for a while, by the way. So hang out, hang in. Trigger warning. Grab yourself a blanket. Grab yourself a drink. Grab yourself something to eat. We just got started and we're 23 minutes in, guys. We're going to be here for a while. Don't worry. You have plenty of time to get your memberships and get some merch from me, Jay, at Guilty of Crime. All right, that's what we're going to do today. Some meds can cause anorexia, and they could be the meds. I agree. It could have been the meds. People have rumors, and I'm just talking about them. I thought that was awfully skinny when I saw him inside the restaurant eating. He looked like he was so hungry, but he also looked thin. But he was a growing boy, so, you know, I'm not going to go that far. I know there was abuse in the house because of the CPS reports and because Nina told us how abusive Chris really is. And we're going to hear it also because he doesn't hold back on those other channels. All right. Yes, they do. And I always feel like they're making fun of him. Almost every interview is reference to food. I think Foots used it. Agreed. I agree. They said that they would watch him go in the fridge. What did they take Nick Barris of Sebastian's case? Why did they take Nick? I'm not sure why they took Nick Barris off. That's a good question. All right, listen here. We're going to do this 2-minute without Chris again. Watch how Katie is. This is not the first one, though, guys. Well, I'll tell you when we're getting to the first one. That'll be next.
And we're praying every day that we're going to find Sebastian.
Hold
What's
on.
the latest on the search?
Oh, that sounds terrible.
So law enforcement is exploring any and all possibilities. They're communicating daily with us about updates and the statuses. We have faith that all the law enforcement agencies involved are doing everything that they can.
Can you guys even hear this? Because if you can't, I'll play the first one and find a different video. Every time she has an interview, she, without Chris, she F's up. I'll always believe his disappearance had something to do with him going to live with his dad. I can see Chris saying no child support over my dead body. All right. Can you hear it? I'm going to finish playing it. I did not realize it was that low. It is low, but it's as high as I can get it.
And we're going to find Sebastian and bring him home.
know, the most important thing right now is to get the word out about Sebastian. What would you like our viewers to know about your son?
All right, he says the most important thing is to get the viewers to know about Sebastian. What would you like them to know about your son? And just pay attention to her demeanor and how she talks. If you guys can't hear it, I'll translate it for you.
Sebastian, he is high functioning autistic. He loves animals.
That's what she wants people to know about. I can't turn the volume up anymore, guys. Unless someone wants to send me the On Patrol. It's only a 2-minute clip. All right. But here's the thing. In this interview, yeah, it's really important that you guys hear this in the interview. If you can't hear it at all, then I'm just going to take it down. Holly, I think you sent me the On Patrol one. Is there any way you could find a different one? All right. Anyway, I'm going to continue because I can't see what's going on fast enough. All right.
Loves video games. He loves fishing.
The first thing she wanted to say is he's autistic, high functioning autistic. And I got to tell you, the first time I ever reported on this case, I had another creator come to my channel and tag me and completely blast me for saying that he was high functioning autistic. But that's what they said. That's what she just said. Why am I a bad guy for that? Neither of them paid child support. There's agreement between them for what I've heard. All right, let's keep going. We'll just finish this, and then the other one you'll be able to hear.
He's typically
Again, I think that they were making fun of him when they do this in a later interview. They're totally like looking at each other and nudging and laughing, but they're not laughing with him. It looks like they're laughing at him. But remember what she's saying about him. That's what she wants people to know.
Sweet boy. He can be quite temperamental though if he's overstimulated or if he's stressed out. He has a unique run. He runs like the Naruto anime character. When he's excited, he likes to dab and he loves music.
He runs like the Naruto character. Is that really? I mean, what really? And he did say, why? Yeah, I know. She said he's high functioning autistic. So I repeated what she said. And a YouTuber went and just put me on blast. I'm like, okay. They tried to school me. And I was like, that's what they said. I didn't say that about him. Thank you so much, Lori Miner. Let's get this party started. We're going to be here for a while. But just look at her demeanor and what she wants the world to know about her son.
He wants to dance.
That's all very helpful information. Now, if Sebastian's out there watching, what would you like to say to your son?
I would say, Bubba, we love you. We all love you so much. Wherever you are, just know that we are not going to stop. We're going to keep searching. We're going to find you. We're going to bring you home. And if you ever get...
Oh, by the way, they never started searching, so I don't know how they're never going to stop. And if you know nothing about this case, just know that Katie moved away from the home that Sebastian would have came back to within, what, a week or two? She was out, and there was no cameras, but they were watching him on the camera, so I'm not sure how that happened. Holly says, in my opinion, they made fun of him so much they didn't know any other way to communicate to or about him. And the way she's talking about him running, I would never say that to my child and make them feel self-conscious about how they're running. That's not funny to me. But again, I think they did it in an abusive way. Out in the woods, I wandered around since Sebastian fell in a manhole. Right, Kitty Hawk? Oh my goodness. You remember for 18 months. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you've come so far since the beginning. Jay rocks. Well, thank you. And Wyatt, I do hope you're feeling better. All right. After this, we're going full force into the origins and the first video that they ever did to get the word out about Sebastian.
An opportunity, find a phone, find a safe adult, call 911. But I'd also like to ask our community to please keep searching your properties. Keep sharing his flyer. If you know something or you see something, please say something. Call the law enforcement immediately.
We're going to do everything we can to help find him.
Thank you.
Now, let's take a good look at Sebastian. He's
All right. So this here says he's 120 pounds. Other one said 115. Little discrepancy, right? Age 15 at the time. His birthday is coming up again, guys. So he would be 17 if he were with us. All right. Now we're going to do this. I'm going to take you to the very first ever interview that I never knew existed. And I'm not sure if you guys did either. What's up, Okie Crime News? How you doing, girl? Good to see you. I know, but you guys have to pay attention to what her demeanor is and her emotions and the lies and how they progress over time. All right. So I'm gonna show you the very, 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 very first video that I never knew existed at all. All right. But I'm not gonna play it from there because I don't want to, well, I don't want to get struck, and I don't follow this creator because they are in the realm of Queen Bee and all the crama. So this is the first interview ever done. Katie and Chris Proudfoot, missing teen Sebastian, Amber Alert. Her name is Dutchie. All right, you guys, I don't care if you go over there. She does true crime, but she also does a lot of stuff with the dark side, so to speak. So if I put this up here for you, let me just show you real quick. This is it, and then we'll cut it out of a different clip. Here's the first interview ever that they did. And this is before that creepy hand video, which we're getting to the hand video as well, right? The hand video was not their first video. So it's really odd that they said that.
Can reach out to TBI, which is the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, at 1-800-TBI-FIND. If you...
I'm just going to show you when they come up, and then All right, there it is. There's a K.
There's actually a piece of... So to make something very crystal clear, so that way there's transparency across the board. Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43.
Okay, so we're going to go over the very, very first. We're going to do this right now. That is the origin of the very first interview. Now I'm going to pull that down because I don't want to play it from that channel. Again, it's just not, I'm not comfortable with it. So we're going to go to bed crime stories that I am comfortable with, and we're going to play that and not have to keep fast forwarding and waiting for the other people to stop or start, whatever. All right. Very first known interview. And guys, like I say every day, this is my channel, my content, my opinion for entertainment purposes only. All right. That being said, good to see you. Foxy's in the house. Thank you for the Guilty of Crime membership. If you received a membership, please thank Foxy. And yes, and that's why I'm going to, number one, we need to cover Sebastian because it's coming up on the 2-year mark. Number two, several people have emailed me and asked me to please cover more Sebastian as we approach the 2-year mark. And then just me, myself, I now have time to dig in when I didn't in the Madeline Soto case. All right, so let's go. I love you too, girl. All right, here's the very first interview ever. And they didn't show their face on this either, but their reason for it, okay? Their reason for it, let me read it to you. I did not know this. She says, I spoke directly with Sebastian's mother and stepfather and will be showing the information that I shared today. Okay, so this one actually doesn't say that. This doesn't say that. It's the hands video. So when I get to the hands video, I'll read why they didn't show their faces. But they didn't show them here either. All right, here we go. Let's rewind to when Sebastian went missing. Let's go back 2 years. He went missing, and this is day 7. Let me add this back up here. Hold on. Here we go. This is day 7. The very first one at the top, it says Duchess interview. That's that one. That's where they went. All right. And then they went to Duchess YouTube, and then Fox 4, Fox 17, Duchess, Smiley, Nancy Grace, Web Sleuth, and Queen Bee. But if you guys know, like I know, and you're around the YouTube streets, then you have to realize that they go on these channels all the time, especially Queen Bee and Cluminati. All right. So we never hear about that. And many times when they go on the platforms, they don't even say Sebastian's name. And they certainly don't say, hey, wait a minute. Now that I'm on the platform, please pass out the flyers. Sebastian's vigil's coming up. Well, they didn't go to any of that. So why would they, right? All right, let's keep going. What's up, Jenny Machete? Good to see you, my friend. Glad you're here. All right, so that's that. Let's bring that down and get back to it. All right, very first interview, trigger warning. I've never heard this. I didn't know it existed. Let's go. Thank you to Bed Crime Stories for putting this together for us.
Looked like it had been posted 2 months ago, and I think it was. That led me to believe that the interview took place 1 month into Sebastian's disappearance. But as I listened to it, it became clear that the interview actually was taking place 7 days after Chris and Katie.
There you go, 3/3/2024. 7 days after Sebastian went missing, and they hadn't talked to anybody else. And the next interview that we watch after this, they only show their hands because they're way too emotional to be on camera. All right? Don't get heated yet. Grab your cup, grab your drink. Let's go.
Reported Sebastian missing. So this would actually be the first interview that they did. Their first interview with the media took place the day after this interview, from what I can tell. And the Chronicles of Olivia interview took place on March 18th. I wanted to share some sound bites from this interview. Note that Chris and Katie did not show their faces, so it was just voices. And I'll leave a link to the
which I love. And again, Duchess gets the credit. What I've heard is that Katie is a cousin of Duchess, possibly, but I'm not sure.
Duchess channel, and to this video in particular in the description, just in case you haven't listened to the whole thing. What I want you to listen for is the emotion in Katie Proudfoot's voice at various points. So if this was 7 days after Sebastian went missing, it should have been very raw for her. And at places in this interview, she does sound like she's crying,
and again, just remember, very first interview and outreach for Sebastian. Kylie's Nail Candy, I put my email below, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. Absolutely, sweetheart, it's right there, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com, or if the mods want to drop it. And thank you guys again for everybody that is here today. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Holly. Choo choo. She's trying to get that train started, guys. And I will also gift memberships as well to help out the channel. All right. I'm going to gift memberships, and we're going to give a Guilty of Crime giveaway if we make our goal. It's not a hard goal. All right. And there's my email. Thank you, Tiff.
He's deeply upset. Chris Proudfoot, on the other hand, is cool as a cucumber. He's very detached, and the wording he uses to refer to Katie and to Sebastian is very interesting. I also noticed that Katie wanted to say things about Sebastian, positive things about him at various points, but either Chris or the interviewer, Duchess, talks over Katie, so we can't hear what she's saying, and it's pretty mad.
And like I showed you before, we now know, right? Jay said that she compromised for money and convenience. Mind you, Maggie, I'm not familiar with this crime, but making assumptions on what Jay and chat conveyed. What happened in chat? Maggie? Everybody okay in chat? Please take care. I had to go twice. Maggie, prayers for you. You had to go to urgent care? I did not see that. I don't, but I hope everybody's doing good in chat. All right. All right, let's keep going.
Maddening, because obviously Katie Proudfoot, as supposedly the last person who was with Sebastian, her experiences and what she has to say are critically important. Let's begin.
So I guess I will just kind of start out with Tell me what happened the day that Sebastian went missing.
This is golden, guys. This is golden. The jab, you know what? You came in perfect timing because this is the first ever interview of Chris and Katie Proudfoot that we never knew existed. Now, if you guys knew it existed in chat, drop a 2, but I've never heard it, never knew. Now we get the story 7 days after Sebastian went missing. What's up, Choochie Sleuth? How you doing? All right. Let's hear what they have to say of what happened that day or that night.
I know that his mom said that he was having a good day. He had had a great weekend. So do you want to walk us through what that looks like again for everybody?
He did have a really good weekend, actually. When we come home from having supper that evening,
Thank you.
he was playing. When he went to bed, when I told him to go to bed, he said, "I love you, Mama," and he said, "I love you, puppies." A little later in the evening,
I've never heard this before. I didn't even listen to it before. I had to put this episode together. Doesn't even sound like her now. It's the most wild shit. And the fact that she leans on Chris to give the continuity to her story every time and help her get through it. Guys.
and I myself went to bed, and when I went to wake him up for school,
Yep.
he wasn't here.
Did you hear Katie say about Sebastian, quote, "He was playing when he went to bed, when I told him to go to bed." So she catches herself there. She says, "when he went to bed," and then she quickly changes it to, "when I told him to go to bed."
And guys, I'm sure she was probably already yelled. She probably did yell at him and say, "Get to bed. What's that loud noise?" Other nights. But that night, I don't think that happened at all. I think what happened was there was an accident in that house, whether it was an accident of a physical abuse too far or some kind of other, OD. But I think that Katie got into it with Sebastian. They tell us every chance they get that he's a handful. He can be rambunctious, and they don't say it in a good way. Something happened, and Chris and Katie covered it up. I don't know if Chris was there or not, or why he was on the phone for 3 hours, but I believe they were talking the story through. Listen to what they say happened, though, because this is a bit different than what they say nowadays. I never even heard that he was playing in his room.
She also says a little later, "I myself went to bed." So I do feel like she caught herself and that perhaps she had deviated from a narrative, maybe, that she and Chris had put together. And one of the details was that she told him to go to bed. What I also found interesting is that she does not say the times that these things occurred. Now, after I listened to the full interview, I realized that she had shared times with this Duchess person.
This is a game changer for me and how I feel about this case, and I'm glad I have some time because, boy, is this a game changer. Thank you so much, Lori Minor. Whoop, here it is. Are you coming to Vegas with us, girl? All right, this one sounds familiar. She's having her Southern Belle sweet voice like she did in the beginning. Well, this is the very first one, Shadow. And if you just rolled in, then I'll show you the dates in a bit of everything. This was the absolute first video. Like Gannon, like Letitia Stout not wanting to show her face. Ding, ding, ding. Yep, that's right. Jay, have you heard of Smiley? Oh, God. Yes, I have heard of Smiley's channel. Send that to me. Smiley is not a fan of mine, but I'd like to take a look.
Before they sat down for this recorded chat, but it takes Duchess later to bring those specific details into the conversation.
And when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here.
He wasn't here.
And you did tell me that Sebastian is not a runner.
Email me.
He's not. It's okay. Take your time.
Sebastian does not have a history of running. I mean, the young man doesn't go outside very much. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood knows him. He is very to himself, so to speak. Between the hours of 12 and 6, he is basically vanished.
Now, why is he telling us this? And guys, he just put basically vanished. If somebody told me that my child basically vanished, I would say, what the F are you talking about? Basically vanished. What does that mean? Now, again, that's an exclusion qualifier. Okay. We're looking at these with deception detective eyes, and basically, probably, maybe, basically is a huge qualifier on here. When someone's lying, it's a commitment to their statement. Liars frequently employ these terms to obscure or gloss over the incriminating details of what actually happened. All right. What does that mean? He basically disappeared. And how does he know he basically disappeared from midnight to 6? He wasn't even there, right? And then that 3 hour and 37 minute, I can pull out 5 cards for that one. My goodness. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Children don't disappear. And they don't basically disappear either.
Walked out of the house, the door was locked and gone.
Did you hear how Chris referred to Sebastian as the young man? He also said the young man doesn't go outside. So now why would he walk out that door that night when in this interview, Chris says he doesn't go outside all that much? We've heard in other interviews that he was barefoot. He hates to go outside barefoot. He also is terrified of insects and he doesn't like to get dirty. Makes no sense that Sebastian would, on his own accord, walk out that door. I'll say it again and again and again. And the Proudfoots are basically telling us the same thing when they talk about his personality.
Take the phone. None of his shoes are missing. Now, you told me that night that, now, Chris, you were at work. You were out of town at work, so you were not even home.
Correct, ma'am.
And Mom, you fell asleep on the couch.
So you are not even home. And why is she narrating this for them? She asked them what happened and she's narrating it, and then Chris is helping her narrate it. But Katie was the only one there, right? Vicky, there's a little $sign. Click that $sign on the bottom corner of chat, like Foxy said. If not, you could send a super chat and I'll gift it for you. I thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Clementine says, haha, love you guys. All right, let's keep going. Thank you so much, Rebecca. I appreciate you. All right. Already off to a bad start.
About 10 o'clock, but you said that Sebastian went to bed at 9 p.m. And then you got up off the couch and you went to bed, and you said that was around midnight. And nothing was unusual at that point. Everything seemed okay.
There's actually a piece of, so to make something very crystal clear.
Make something crystal clear. He's going to make it crystal clear, guys. But here's the thing. She just said between midnight and 6, or he said between midnight and 6. And now that's when she went to bed, was at midnight. So are they telling us when this happened without telling us?
So that way there's transparency across the board. Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46 in the evening. We stayed on the phone for quite some time. The call logs have been verified by all the police departments, TBI included. We stayed on the phone. It was very lengthy. Mom did slightly start falling asleep while she was on the couch. I had said, hey, you need to wake up, put the dogs up, go to bed. Now, mind you, that was right around midnight, just before midnight or right around midnight.
So there's, again, why is he telling the story and Katie's not? And then Duchess is narrating the rest for her, okay? Pay attention, because between midnight and 6, that's their time frame that something happened.
No mention of a thud or any kind of noise at 10 p.m. during this interview. Also, Chris refers to Katie as the mom. Very detached, very distant, and conveniently, he makes it known that he was away at work. It's almost like he's gleeful because he was nowhere near the alleged crime scene.
He's nowhere near the alleged crime scene, but he has all the details from here on out, right? He talks the most, and when Katie's not with him, she messes up how she refers to her son in the past tense.
Also
Weird.
very interesting that Katie does not mention being on the phone with Chris for like 3 hours. Only he later brings that into the narrative. It's like she forgot about that detail. How do you forget about a 3-hour phone call on the night that your son vanished? And Chris sets the timeline for the disappearance. He says it happened sometime between midnight when Katie went to bed and 6 a.m. when she woke up and went to get
Is this a different story than anybody else has heard? Because I never heard this, and it's crazy. I thought people forgot about this poor boy. Absolutely not. We want justice for Sebastian Rogers. It's coming up on 2 years, and he needs to be brought home. And I mean, this is a perfect spotting a hoax. All right, these people and a hoax. It's terrible that, I mean, what they're saying right now and what you guys are saying. I see you in chat saying they didn't say this that time. Why didn't she say that? She said something different. She never said anything about the thud. Well, because when you have a hoax and you're doing that with somebody and you're evaluating a story that seems implausible, consider the possibility of a hoax is crucial. Liars knowing their story may not be believed, might overreact or fabricate the evidence to seem more convincing. All right. And conclusiveness, does the speaker express certainty about what happened? Reticence, are they reluctant to present their evidence? The whole thing already. Emotional, is there an emotional mismatch? Yup. And then vagueness. She gave us everything vague after this episode. I never heard that again about 10 and 6. And I thought she said there was a thud at 10 and she said, go to bed. And then she woke up and he was gone. That's what I heard. All right. Little Miss Sharon, thank you so much for gifting the Guilty of Crime membership. If you got a membership, please thank her.
Sebastian and wake him up. And I know that a lot of you have said and questioned, how does Chris know when he wasn't even there? How can he be so sure of all these things? And if Sebastian went to bed at 9 and there was no noise and nothing happened, and she went to bed at midnight, how did they know that Sebastian disappeared somewhere between midnight and 6? That why they say that Katie fell asleep on the sofa? Because she would have been downstairs looking at that front door or near that front door, and therefore Sebastian could not have come out of his bedroom and walked out the front door until she went to bed at midnight. Because I'll tell you what, number one, I never have 3-hour conversations with my husband, like ever.
And when you are telling a story and you go to that level when crime is involved, there's a problem. I believe that's the alibi they built. I believe those were the hours and the times that something happened and they disposed or got rid of Sebastian. Just saying, just in my opinion, it tells a lot. It's very telling.
Whether it's during the day or at night. And if I were to have a 3-hour conversation late at night, I would do it from the comfort of my bed. Why is Katie on the couch and not in bed? Is that an important detail? Because they have to make it seem like Sebastian could not have walked out the front door.
Right. That is an important part. If your child is disappeared from your house, every part of it is important, guys. All right. Every single thing that you do, what you ate, what you heard, what you smelled, all of that is important. But none of that is in any of these interviews. And then when we go to the hand interview, please pay attention the difference between this one and the one that they do for the TV.
Until midnight? What prevented him from leaving, say, after 9 p.m. when he went to bed? They're saying they don't know what happened to him, so why have they ruled out that he left somewhere between 9 and 11 p.m. maybe?
So then mom go to bed and wakes up early in the morning to go wake her son up, get him ready for school. And now we have a worried mom who
and wake her son up to get ready for school. Guys, very distancing language. Who talks like that? We see pictures and we have the him digging using the what is it called, a bulldozer in the backyard. Sebastian is doing that with Chris. We see a lot of pictures where it looks like it's like fake book, but why would he say her son? Why is he distancing like that?
can't find her son in the house. Mom made an effort to look and search several times. Mom has called me at the time and asked me, she was like, I can't find him. I was like, do what? She goes, yeah, I cannot find him. I said, well, hang on. I made the phone call and reported it to the sheriff's department because that's what we're supposed to do. And within 10 minutes, the sheriffs were dispatched to the location.
As Chris is telling the story, he pauses.
And that's it. That's all, right? Her son went missing. We did this, and this. And that's it. And that's all. We haven't seen him since. But by the way, we're going to just move out because that if he comes back there, we'll just look at the cameras. Oh, wait, but there are no cameras. What? Clark, welcome. What are you cooking, love? And thank you. Love you too, girl. What are you cooking? Tell us. Tell us all.
A lot. It's like he has to try to recall what he's going to say next. That's not how things flow when somebody is telling the truth. It flows naturally. You don't have to hesitate. It's all there because the truth is the truth and there's no need to think about it. And why is he telling all this part of the story when he wasn't even there?
Oh.
Katie should be the one giving that account. I feel like this is Chris's story because Chris is the person who made it up.
I believe that he absolutely made that up and directed the entire narrative for both of them. And that's why he doesn't let her go on panels or do anything without him. And when she's with him, he speaks over and gives the details. We want to hear from the mother of her missing son, right? It's not my stepson. He calls it her son.
Just my opinion. I'm speculating. And again, he's very detached. He's referring to Katie as the mom or mom. He refers to Sebastian as her son, not our son. This our son stuff is something that Chris has learned over the past 3 months from criticism. So he's adapting, in my opinion, allegedly.
And you had told me that there hadn't been any particular situation that had occurred where you felt like there would have been something that happened. And I also had asked you if there were any friends that Sebastian might have possibly left the house with, or if he had any contact with anyone on social media. Do you want to comment about that again?
He doesn't have a social media.
Okay.
He doesn't have a social. I'm glad she's answering because this is supposed to be Chris and Katie interview, but it's mostly a Chris interview. All right, let's see how it evolves.
And the only friends that he had were a couple of kids in school.
Sounds just like Jen Soto with Madeline Soto. Didn't have friends. She had one. We already checked that. It's done. No possibility. Back to bed.
Okay.
All the kids that have had any interaction with him have been interviewed and asked.
Okay.
We as parents know how social media can be.
Right.
And seeing how kids can be easily manipulated.
He's very young in mind.
Yes, he may be. Right. He's about 15, and he's 15 in age in his body, but his mind is not caught up to his body. But that is something that goes through with autistic children, as everybody would know.
Right.
But for the record, I am a very strict parent. He does not have social media, not
I'm a very strict parent and he doesn't have social media. Remember, this was the very first interview ever on a small YouTube platform channel, and they're not pleading for Sebastian to come home. They're not telling people how much they love him and miss him and can't wait until whatever. None of that. They're basically just setting up an alibi, in my opinion, for themselves on that channel. They're going to tell their story, and they did it on that channel because they knew that they would narrate it for them, not put their faces on. It's a shame. If we'd have got ahead of this, maybe we would have found Sebastian.
Our household.
This is 7 days after he went missing. First interview.
He doesn't online game. I'm pretty strict. When it comes to that kind of
Tell us
situation.
about it.
Well, that's good. That's good, Chris, that you have control of that, because social media can be very dangerous for young kids because they don't realize who they may be talking to on social media. So it's always good to have that awareness and to make sure you're monitoring.
Are we trying to teach our audience something, or are we talking about Sebastian Rogers is missing? I can't really tell what's going on here. Are they trying to teach us a lesson about something, or are they looking for a missing autistic boy? You guys tell me.
You know, what your kids are doing. So I had asked you both, did you have any idea what would make Sebastian want to suddenly leave the house? And you told me, well, that's the $1 million question that everybody wants to know. All the detectives, they've all asked that same question. What is it that happened that caused him to leave the house? And I know you must be so worried and so concerned. Is there anything, if Sebastian were listening to this live stream right now, if you knew that he was out there, what would you want to tell him?
What do you mean if you knew he was out there? This is 7 days after he went missing, okay? He was with Katie at the Roadhouse the night before. We debunked the green hoodie situation. They claim to not have any cameras to see anything. He didn't take his shoes or his glasses, right? They've done extensive searches, hundreds and thousands of acres covered. And she frames it, if he's out there, you want to tell him what? All right, now listen to Katie. She's going to get emotional. But we can't see her face.
I love you and to come home.
Did she say that we loved you or I love you? Hold on. I've never listened to this one.
To tell him
that we love you and to come home.
I mean, it's pretty simple. This boy has a very large family that everybody is asking the question, where are you? We love you, and please come home.
You notice how Duchess has to be the one to say, I'm sure you're very worried. Katie and Chris don't say that. They don't say, we don't know where he is. We don't know if he's safe. We don't know if he has anything to eat. We don't know if he's afraid.
Nothing. None of that. Zero, zilch, no pleading. And I bet you that Proudfoot's had no idea that this was going to hit an international level case. Because listen, guys, there's tons of cases that I cover behind the scenes where I'm not sharing it with you. And every day there's a similar story about a child missing, an autistic child missing, etc. All right. It just doesn't make it to that level. Even speaking of that, I got to tell you guys, and at the end, I want to show you Sonia Massey. I covered the Sonia Massey case, guys, where she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And that police officer shot her to death because he said she was going to throw hot water on him. Well, guess what? Thank the Lord above. You know what he got? And he was a police officer. Of course, they always stand up for their kind. He got 20 years, the maximum sentence. And can I tell you something else? He had stage 3 colon cancer that just turned to stage 4 colon cancer, 20 years and stage 4 colon cancer in prison. And he asked the judge to be light on the sentence because he's dying of colon cancer. And the judge said, nope, you're sentenced to the maximum of 20 years. Yes, thank you. Rest in peace, Sonia Massey. That case hit me in a bad way. That case hit me hard. That case showed me that any one of us at any time could be just doing nothing, minding our own business, and we can get harmed. All right. Rest in peace, Sonia Massey. It's in my playlist if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But I just wanted to say thank you, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whatever you want to call it. Thank the Lord above that he got 20 years for taking her life and being a racist piece of crap. All right. I'm not in for racist people at all. All people are the same. I don't get it. All right. Choo choo. Thank you so much, Michael. He says, let's go. Lori says, I'm coming too. You gonna hop on the train? You going to Vegas? Come to Vegas. Little Miss Sharon says, Jay, don't think they would check with Seth first before emergency in case he turned up there. Yes. Thank you. When you're so deep in this and you got all the, I'll leave that up there for a while, because why didn't she call Seth and say, I know Sebastian's moving with you next weekend. Did he call you early to pick up and said she just stayed? What? Thank you for that. Thank you. Absolutely right. Call 911. They never called 911 at all. All right, let's keep going. We're never going to be done, but we're still in it.
Duchess also has to prompt Katie and Chris to address Sebastian, just in case he's out there somewhere listening. We've heard from experts that parents with missing children don't need to be prompted to do this. This is something that's automatic. It comes out of them the minute they're in front of the media. So Duchess has enough sense to prompt them to do these things because she's probably seen parents of missing children before. And she knows what they typically say when they're handed a microphone. We also hear them saying that although Sebastian is 15 in age and body, mentally he's much younger. That has been a consistent message from all the parents, from Seth Rogers, the biological father, and Katie and Chris Proudfoot.
We definitely need to find him as soon as possible. If you live in this area, please search your property every day. He could be on the move. Just because you've already searched your property one time doesn't mean that you don't need to continue to search your property.
Now, again, guys, remember we have the PI looking for Sebastian and trying to help. And that little Southern belle that we hear, Katie, is cussing at her and Chris is cussing at her to get the F off their property. While Seth is out there, he's been out there searching and passing things out and standing alone. And Katie won't even talk to him. She will not talk to him without Chris present. And at this time, I don't even think she's talking to him at all. Again, I ask you, what changed? They were doing just fine with visitations before Sebastian went missing. Do you think he went missing because they didn't want to pay child support? I mean, that's a really shitty thing. I still think it was an accident.
On a daily basis, just to be sure. If you have a lot of land, it needs to be searched, just to be sure, because he may be lost. He may be somewhere and he can't find his way back. So that's why it's very critical. Can you talk to me about the search and rescue efforts? Are they searching on land, air? They also have dive teams.
And again, this host is directing them. She's not allowing them to say whatever. It's like they said, hey, you can go within these within these questions and ask it. But how does she know more than Katie knows? How does and how does Chris know more than Katie knows? He wasn't there, right?
Teams there. What can you tell us about that?
So currently, as of today, the National Guard was also brought in to help with the search, but they have had fixed wing aircraft, helicopters, horseback ATVs, side by side, door to door, scouring every neighborhood possible. I mean, the outreach from the community and various counties has been extremely welcoming, loved. I mean, we've been told this is probably one of the largest searches that they've conducted with so much input that
they had no idea that was going to happen. Good to see you, Carly. Glad you joined us. Hope you're doing good. This is just, man, their story is not jiving and it changes again and again. What? They're not pleading for Sebastian to come home either, which again, very, very, very first interview.
It's a case to be studied for sure.
To me, Chris saying that this is a case to be studied, it's almost like he's proud of it. Maybe he is the mastermind of the perfect crime. Allegedly, in my opinion, I'm just saying it's a weird thing to say 7 days out. And obviously, Chris is not too emotionally worked up over Sebastian's disappearance. There is no hint of emotion. There are no tears flowing from him. Again, he is very detached when he's talking about Sebastian and also when he's talking about Katie and her son.
A lot of people that are praying and supporting you right now. Was his ask, would he be able to ride a city bus?
Exactly.
Nothing is off the table as far as abilities. The young man get on a bus, I'm sure he could.
We've never done it before.
We've never rode a city bus, so I don't think he understands the process.
What do you mean, Angel Wolf? Jay, this is some type of setup. Let me know. All right, let's keep going.
He doesn't have any sense of money. He may have, like, let's say a $20 bill in his hand, but he doesn't truly understand what $20 would get him.
He's good
Right.
at it, but he doesn't
I understand.
time and money.
And see,
Did you hear Katie try to pipe in that he's good at math? Sebastian is good at math, but he doesn't understand time and money.
and single mom says, does he want his real father? Maybe. I'm just asking. Well, it turns out, single mom, that, he sees his real father every other weekend. And the real father, he is heavily involved in this situation and is aware, and he doesn't know where Sebastian is either, correct?
Correct. I mean, I can tell you this.
His father's very much involved in his life.
Yes, very much involved in his life. The relationship between all three of us as parents is not your common one. I mean, me and the father talk.
Listen to that. Okay, this is huge for me. This is huge for me because I ask you again, what happened in between the time that Sebastian went missing and the time where they don't have a common relation. They don't have a common relationship. They have a better one with Seth. It's great. Chris talks to Seth and they kumbaya. They all work together. Well, why didn't Katie call Seth at all and ever tell him that his son was missing? You know how he had to find out? All right. And why won't they talk to him now? And why won't Chris let Seth talk to Katie alone? All right. I'm glad that he's saying this. I'm glad he's boasting about it because Chris, what happened?
On a regular basis, we call each other, we talk. Hey, if we heard anything, how's he doing? Is he acting up?
You hear that? My goodness, this is a lot. They talk all the time. Did you hear anything? How's he doing? What's up? Then why the F did they? All I could think of, guys, is that Seth was once married to Katie and he knows her very well. And if he gets to talking to her face to face and he asks her, did you kill Sebastian? Did you have something to do with it? That he's going to see right through her face. And that's why she did the interview here and did the interview with the hands, because she cannot get past those gestures and she can't look Seth in the face and lie to him. She can, but he would know. There's no other explanation. They're all kumbaya. What happened?
I mean, it's not, there's no really animosity in between the parents.
That's a lie. We know there is animosity between Seth Rogers and Katie Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot. Katie is very angry with Seth, and she has been for a long time. It's not just since Sebastian went missing. We know from the divorce papers that there's a lot of animosity and a lot of accusations. And Chris depicting their relationship as the three parents being so unusual and not common, implying that it's such a great relationship. Well, that's just not true, because Seth Rogers has said he was unaware of the CPS reports that were made on the Proudfoot home. So there was a lack of honesty between these three people. Seth only found out about those reports after Sebastian went missing. So Chris is not portraying the relationship in an authentic and honest manner. He's sugarcoating it. Why is he doing that? Why does he have a need to make the relationship between the two households look better than it is?
They say, did he have any special interest?
He's making it better than it is, but guys, law enforcement better be looking at this, because that makes no sense. This is their first interview, and he's bold-faced either lying here or lying outside of this, because what is the problem? Seth has begged them to talk to him, and they won't. Smoking, my guy. I don't understand why law enforcement hasn't split Chris and Katie for separate interviews like a crime has been committed. I'm sure they have. How did Seth find out? Give me a second.
Like trains, parks, friends, maybe a school bus route that he loved. My son elopes and loves trains, so he heads to the tracks.
He loves playgrounds.
Yeah, he loves playgrounds. I mean, he loves to play. I'll give him that.
I'll give him that.
He wants friends.
What? He'll give him that. Oh, okay, I've got. What? You're supposed to be talking about your child to get him home. Yeah, thank you, nerdy girl Tanya. Cloud Kicker, they left a voicemail on his phone that he didn't get until he got off work. And I thought I heard him say that he read it or saw it somewhere before they even said anything. That work in the sheriff's department. But man, what? I'll give him that. That's all you're going to give him, is he likes to play? Tell us, Chris.
Sebastian, his idea of his friend is right now is what he has two kids that he talks to at school, but he is extremely socially awkward. And so it's very difficult for him to make friends, which has been this boy's only lifelong dream. Christmas, what do you want for Christmas? I want friends. Birthday, I want friends. Anything that he could.
That's so sad to hear that now, guys. My goodness. What? No wonder he loved Seth to play with him and pal around with him, because he didn't have any friends and they didn't let him game, right? He wasn't allowed to game, or he didn't have social media. This is, I don't even know. I'm pretty shocked by all of this. Mama Sage, thank you so much for the $3.99 super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. What?
To get a friend, he would love to do it, which is potentially dangerous because that could open up doors for somebody to say, hey, I'll be your friend, and potentially cause harm.
Did you hear Chris say he loves to play? I'll give him that. Yep. Like, that's the only positive thing he can say.
I'm glad you caught that. That's the only positive thing he can say, is he loves to play. And I'm telling you, every other time they talk about him, they're freaking condescending. It's that like they're making fun of him. I don't like that.
About Sebastian, I'll give him that much. He then goes on to describe how socially awkward Sebastian is. Well, we've been hearing different stories that he did have some friends at school. It is very sad to hear that he asked repeatedly for friends, but is that true? And is that the only thing that he wanted? Did he maybe also want a kind and patient stepfather who perhaps wasn't so strict, wasn't so mean-spirited, allegedly, who maybe really did cultivate a love for him? We know he wanted to get some cats to replace the ones that he had to get rid of when his mother decided to marry Chris Proudfoot.
Kim Holmes asked if there's any cameras in the area, and I did see, Kim, that they were asking for people that had any Ring doorbell footage or any businesses that had camera footage. Talk to us about that, Chris. We did speak about that briefly earlier about the people getting all the footage, but they haven't found anything.
Our entire neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods have voluntarily and with generosity given up any video footage that they've got. I mean,
and again, it sounds like he's trying to shut this down. Okay, Duchess is trying to do the right thing that any content creator would do. If you have a person that's a missing child on, right, you would say try to help them out in the interview and plead for them. But he wants to shut that down. He's like, any footage that they have, we already got it. It's all good. So just stop, shut it down. I'm so interested too to hear Smiley's interview. I think we're going to have to go. No, we're not going to do it all today, obviously. But with all the interviews out there and you guys keep telling me about the Smiley one, I really need to see that. And also the one that we looked at on the patrol analysis of Katie Proudfoot on Patrol one. My goodness, that's another good one. But today we're going to get through this and the hands video. And if you hope you stick around, Kylie's nail candy, because I got your pictures, and when I put them up later, I want to ask you questions about them. Some of them I'm not sure what it means, but maybe you can communicate with me in chat. All right, let's keep going. So he spoke to teachers in the past. How has he forgotten? Oh,
they have let the departments come in and view and monitor. So as far as cameras, everybody has turned over everything. There's thousands of hours of stuff that they are combing through to try to find an answer.
I'm hoping that law enforcement is still going through all that footage and that perhaps maybe they're still.
I do, but man, it's been almost 2 years and it's not a criminal investigation. I did not know. I heard rumors about them making Sebastian wear diapers or pull-ups. But what? Is that where's that documented, Holly?
Is something that they haven't yet seen that will lead to answers. I'm also finding it interesting that when Katie was seemingly crying, we don't hear Chris say anything like, "Oh, honey," like showing compassion for her tears, realizing that she could probably use a hug in that moment. I know if my husband was sitting next to me and I was crying about a family member who's missing, especially a child, he would be saying, "Oh, honey, it's going to be okay. We're going to find him." Not just.
Well, they're not going to find him. And in my opinion, they know exactly where he is. And they know exactly that he's never coming home. That's why they moved out. That's why there's that's why Katie has a memorial tattoo like somebody died. That's why they've got ADT, but there's no cameras anywhere. That's not true. And Chris just tried to, that's it. That's all. Shut it down. That they were pleading for other people in the neighborhood to maybe share. If they have dash cam, if they have Ring. Nope. That's it. That's all.
Just sitting there and being all businesslike. It's sort of like in these moments, Katie is experiencing pain at the loss of Sebastian, but Chris is not. He's just there to tell the story.
He probably knows the route to his father's house, so maybe he was in the process of heading in that direction.
That has not been ruled out. I mean, like I said, the search that they are conducting is extremely widespread and thorough. Mm-hmm. So nobody is ruling that out as a possibility.
But normally when he wants to go to his dad's, he just says so. And we just call his dad.
Yeah, I mean, dad will come down here. We meet him halfway.
Well, what happened with that relationship between then and now? And I do believe that Katie is crying because she was the one that was home with Sebastian when he died, right? She knows what happened and she's not crying that he's missing because she's not saying that. She's not saying, "Please bring my son home. I haven't been able to sleep. It's been 7 days. Sebastian, please come home. If you're out there," again, they talk about, "We're not mad at you," which makes me think he was in trouble a lot. This isn't jiving. Her crying, in my opinion, I don't need to see her face. I believe she's crying for herself and what happened and what she did and what they did. Chris doesn't give a shit. He's distancing himself. He's better off now. He's got Katie all to himself. Don't they have other kids? What is he doing with the other kids? I know there's Sebastian had a step sister that they didn't want there.
I mean, there's this. He's never wanted to go to his dad's and not been able to go. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Thank you for being a member for 6 months. All of this is very, very helpful to help us, better understand the situation that we're dealing with.
Did you hear Katie try to say something? She says, and then Duchess cuts her off. That's really unfortunate because we want to let Katie say everything she wants to say. Don't cut her off. Let her roll with it. Listen to that one more time.
Thank you for being a member for 6 months.
What did you want to say?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank her later for being a member for 6 months.
Facebook that it looked like everybody was asked to wear green on Friday because green is Sebastian's favorite color. What else can you tell us about Sebastian?
So far, guys, they haven't told us anything positive. It's been all digging deep down to try to make it sound positive. Let's see what's next.
He's an avid Minecraft fan. Loves the color green.
How can he play Minecraft if he is not allowed to have social media?
It's got the goofiest and quirky smile in the world. I don't think anybody could mimic it, to be honest with you.
He looks like he's such a sweet young man. He
loves to dance. That boy he'll dance his tail off.
there's nothing wrong with that. Dancing is good for you. It's good exercise too.
What Chris can tell us.
What do you mean there's nothing wrong with that? Why would anyone even say that? Well, because she's answering him based on what vibe she's getting from him. Because I don't know if she could see his face. I don't know if they were on camera behind the scenes or what. These people do commingle with all the creators that you guys don't watch, hopefully. Okay, let's keep going. This makes me mad.
About Sebastian appears to be very limited. He always mentions the Minecraft thing. Then he repeats that Sebastian's favorite color is green. Duchess just said that. You can't come up with anything other than that, Chris.
Right?
And by the way, Katie got cut off here again. She tried to say something. Take a listen.
Mimic it, to be honest with you.
He looks like he's such a sweet young man.
Did you hear Katie try to say he is, as in he is a sweet young man? Again, Duchess was trying to soften the way Chris was talking about Sebastian, having the goofiest and quirkiest smile. That's Chris making fun of Sebastian, and he's shading him.
See, I'm not the only one that thinks that. I've several interviews, I believe they're making fun of him. And Smack Talker says, I have my opinions on what happened, but I keep it to myself for Seth because he is Uncle Taco's best friend, my husband, and I want to support him. Well, thank you for wanting to support Seth. I absolutely always support Seth. I don't care what personal decisions he makes or what anyone says. He's a grieving father, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm rooting for him to bring his son home, and whatever else he needs from us, we're here. Crazy. All right.
There for having a goofy smile.
I just really hope they can find some answers. Now, I did ask you guys because, I know that sometimes when we're looking for autistic children that go missing, a lot of times people are concerned that they may be attracted to go towards the water. So talk to us about that. Is he a good swimmer? Does he like to get in the water? I think you did mention some things about that to me earlier.
So he's a fish in the water. I'm gonna tell you right now that but here's the distinction. He is not a child that likes to get dirty.
Why not just say he's a fish in the water and he loves swimming? What? Now they're going to start bashing him about him not wanting to be dirty. But then later on in another interview, Katie talks about him having a milk mustache. The best thing an autistic child can have is a loved pet that will always be there when they agreed. He swims like a fish. That's an interesting statement as well.
He can't stand his hands dirty. He can't stand bugs. He is fearful of flies and things. So if he swims, he is a pool kid. He's not I'm a river and a stream kind of kid. He is swimming pool bound.
Duchess cut Katie off once again. Chris jumps in, and the way he talks about Sebastian is almost like, well, Sebastian's kind of a sissy. He only likes pools. You won't get him in a river or a pond. He hates being dirty. He doesn't like insects or flies. He's afraid of them. It's almost like he's painting him out to be something of a wimp.
He can't say anything else. He's trying to, but it's like everything he says comes back to being negative about him. Why, guys? Is this not a criminal investigation? And you're telling me that there were no cameras? I don't believe that. I know Katie. I don't know if she still does the installation stuff, but I know that she did. And they also talked about at one point that Chris watches Sebastian and monitors the food he eats. So how do they have a camera and watch him, but yet not watch him? CM, then why would he like defecating himself if he didn't like being dirty, right? If that's what Chris Proudfoot said, and takes all his stuff away and treats him less than a human. I agree. Leakage, not a river kid, right? Oh my goodness, I did not even notice that. What's up, Roxy? Good to see you. They're both sadists. Well, buckle up, buckle in. We still got a while, and we've been here an hour and a half, and I'm just getting started, folks. So yes, happy Friday. Very happy Friday.
How it's coming across to me, just my opinion. Personally, I get the feeling that Sebastian did not live up to Chris's expectations of what a male child should be like. He should be tough, want to go out and hunt, not be afraid of anything, take on not only flies and insects, but also bears. You know what I mean? Just my opinion.
Now, I know that you said,
which means he wouldn't have survived a week out. He was already gone for 7 days at this point. And according to Chris and Katie, he walked out of the front door, no shoes. If he doesn't like to be dirty and he doesn't like bugs and whatever, there's no way he's going to still be out there. Makes no sense. Make any of this make sense. It doesn't.
that there was some misinformation that was going around and you wanted to make a clarification. You did tell me that TBI was assisting, but that there was some confusion. People thought that FBI was actually assisting in this case. Talk to me about what you spoke about earlier to me on our phone call about how FBI is, that they were consulted and the card team, I guess there is a discussion going on as to whether he qualifies as, for the child abduction response team.
So the FBI is not physically on the ground.
Again, I don't know why Chris is still talking for her, but whatever. I guess he knows more. Smack talker. There was a camera somewhere around the fridge, I understood. I thought so too. Sometimes fridges even have cameras on them so you can see when someone's going in and what they're getting. Ours does. Ours, you can press it from your phone and see what's in the fridge. So I don't know if that's what it is. Yes, Clark says I'm here for it. Yes, yes, and yes. Well, that's the thing, Deb, is that he was supposed to go move with Seth the following week. Why didn't they just give custody? Exactly. Mrs. Bennett says, currently I'm at work and caught alive. I can listen with my earbud. Well, welcome, Mrs. Bennett. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Good to see you here. Thanks for supporting us. Hit that like button, all right? In my opinion, he was probably scared if he soiled himself, nervous stomach. Man, this is terrible. All right, but don't worry. Right after this, we're going straight into the creepy hands video that I always thought was the very first video that they ever did. But this is
somewhere in one of the news clips, I think it was reported that the FBI had made it on the ground. They're not. TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, has reached out to the behavioral analysis team or their CART team, and they are trying to work with them from a distance. They're not physically present, to help in any way, form, shape that they can render their assistance.
Okay.
Chris does seem to know every detail of the case, who's on the ground, who's involved, when they're getting
Now listen, guys, if you didn't know this already, which a lot of you don't, right? You guys are dedicated. You come to your favorite channel, watch it, and then get off. Duchess still not only believes and supports them, but they're all over the platform with the people that Duchess is all over too. All right. So when I show you this, that's them on the YouTube streets, and that's actually on Queen Bee's channel. I think Queen is reviewing Brittany or something like that, but they go to Clues, they go to Queens, they go to Duchess. They are all intertwined and they all exchange money, lots of money with each other at that. I want you to know there's people in their chats that are giving them hundreds of dollars. I've never seen anything like it. They drop a super sticker for $199. Last week I was watching it, and literally within 10 minutes on the QB channel, $1,000 came in, guys. I don't know who's supporting them or how, but I'm going to tell you, whoever is supporting them and financially giving them money is not doing it with their real name. Just saying. All right. That's why I'm not tied in that community at all. I didn't even know about that community until the freaking Dolly Vision, Turtle Island. All right, let's keep going.
Getting involved, he's keeping a very close watch on things for a guy who's very cool as a cucumber.
Have burner phones been looked into? I know some teens sneak phones from their parents, or maybe his computer use at school to see if he has been chatting.
Evidence of a secret phone?
Okay, good. Because digital evidence is really important. They want to make sure that he's not speaking to anybody. This is such an unusual case.
This case is very extremely unusual. Like I said before, we are pretty strict when it comes to certain things. As far as comms, communication, electronic devices, there was only one phone that he had. It was extremely locked down. He had access to his phone, his text message, to only his contacts list, a camera, and a calculator, and that is it.
He's a pretty happy kid usually.
Did you hear Katie trying to get something in? And
he's a pretty happy kid usually, and she's crying, but it sounds like she's crying for herself, in my opinion, now that we know who Katie is.
That's just talking over her again. But at some point, Katie...
Rumor is that Duchess is Katie's cousin. That's why she goes to that channel. And then they were introduced to the other creators because I guess because of Duchess and the connections, and the creators live close to their area. And so they did searches, etc. But those people are all against Seth. And I just can't understand why.
Does get to get her words out. And I'll admit here, I believe that Katie is showing sincere emotion here. I hear a lot of tears. I hear a lot of sadness in the background with her. Again, this interview took place either 7 or 8 days after Sebastian was reported missing. So this is very raw. This is very new to Katie. And I do feel like she's sad. Chris, not so much.
She absolutely feels sad. Sounds like she feels sad, remorseful for herself. But yes, Duchess absolutely still entertains them. And as a matter of fact, if any of you guys are on the YouTube streets that watch these channels, I mean, let us know in chat, because you guys obviously, if you're watching them, you see the proud feet, especially Chris, hopping on these panels, not talking about Sebastian. But I'm telling you guys, the money exchange is outrageous. It's like, what are you paying $1,000 to a creator for? $199, $299, $49.99, $99.99. It just comes in all at once from weird names. Something's up with that. There's something up with that. Never seen something like that. You're welcome, Bridget. All right, let's keep going. We're almost done with this. Creepy hands coming next.
In fact, not at all. Which does make me wonder if this was the ultimatum. Katie, it's either me or Sebastian. And because of that custody case over Chris's daughter, Faith, perhaps he said, I'm not waiting until the summer. Because, of course, Seth Rogers was planning to take over as the full-time parent to Sebastian.
And I know that you love him very much. I know that I can remember earlier in our conversation, you were referring
Yeah, we covered this recently. And yeah, you're right. Thank you, Neuro. Dutchy did the Katie Proudfoot the last interview for his birthday. They are definitely got some deals. Rug deals, J Rug. I don't know, but yeah. Thank you, Dale. I appreciate that. But I don't know what the deal is with that, with those people and that platform and that amount of money. It just doesn't, the math doesn't math. All right. Only the good creators show clips to discuss the behavior. Only when good creators show clips to discuss the behavior. Yeah, nobody really knows about any of that. Oh, is that what it is, Smoking? So Clue lives there. They're good friends and I think related by marriage. That's what I heard in speculation. Well, thank you, Smoking. I know that that Chris Proudfoot was at Clue's house when Seth was outside the sheriff's department saying we want justice, find Sebastian, and they made fun of him on Clue's channel. So they're absolutely peas in a damn pod. All right, let's finish this so we can get to that creepy hands.
Referring to him as Bubba, and I think that's sweet. I call my son Bubba also, so that really tore my heartstrings because my son, he's 30, but he's still Bubba to me. So it just, that name is going to stick forever. It's just how it is.
She does it again. Duchess cuts Katie off. Katie's trying to tell her story about Bubba, and instead, the hostess jumps in and has to tell us about her son, Bubba, who's still.
You guys would freaking throw tomatoes at the screen if I did that to you. I hope. All right. I try to let people talk unless it's something that I have to interject to get the answer. Sebastian wanted friends so bad, in my opinion, they made sure he didn't have a chance to have any. Right? All right, let's keep going. Gotta finish this.
Alive. This interview is supposed to be about Sebastian. Let Katie talk about Sebastian. Try not to cut her off. If you want to be Barbara Walters, take some notes. Do not cut your interviewee off right when they're about to say something. I'm sorry, I know Duchess is probably not a professional interviewer, but I'm saying it's frustrating. I want to hear what Katie has to say, and she's just getting drowned out between Duchess and Chris. I'm going to end it here. Let me know if you want me to continue with this particular interview. It's about an hour and 50.
It is, but it's not all. A lot of it's them just doing nothing. So now we're going to go into the creepy ass hand video. And I think most of you, well, you've been here with me for almost 2 years now. And I gotta think that you guys probably thought this was the first interview as well. I've always thought that. It's also a hard video to find. They pulled it off. I cannot find this video on YouTube. I cannot find the video on YouTube with reviews. I cannot find it anywhere, but I found it right on Caitlin Miller, Fox 17 Nashville, the one that did the interview. And listen what it says. I just learned this yesterday. I had no idea. All right. Makes me sick to hear CP talk. Same with Daniel Martell. Right. Agreed. PJ, make sure you catch when the dogs are barking. Okay. Yeah. Catch when the dogs are barking and he shushes them in the hands video instead of jumping up to see if Sebastian's coming to the door. Great catch. All right. 210 watching and not even 200 likes. Come on, y'all. Support Guilty of Crime and hit that like button. Okay. Let's go now. I wonder if it's gone. I hope it's evidence, and me either. Okay, listen, let me read this to you. I just learned this yesterday. Again, I was in the Madeline Soto case deep, so I did not get to look at all these little details then that I have time for now. Full interview. Today, I sat down with Sebastian Rogers' mother and stepfather about the current investigation after 15-year-old Sebastian has been missing for 11 days. Katie and Chris Proudfoot did not want to show their faces because they say they were too emotional. Earlier this week, I interviewed Sebastian's biological father, Seth Rogers. Follow my page to stay updated. Okay? Now, that's a damn lie in my opinion, a damn outright lie in my opinion. when they say they didn't want to do that because they did not want to show their faces because they were too emotional. That's my opinion, right? Secondly, I want you to remember this was 11 days after Sebastian went missing. On the first 7 days, they went to some backwater ass small YouTube channel that gets almost no outreach. And while they were filming and interviewing, they never once pled for their son to come home. Not once. Mrs. Bennett, thank you for becoming a member and supporting the channel. I do appreciate you. This came out after the arms were exposed with bite marks in the last interview. Interesting. And again, remember, I have got this here, so I'm trying to knock these out and find them, first of all. My pastor calls me Mish. Please forgive me for asking. No, ask as many questions as you want, girl. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right. Okay, so look, we did the 3-3 Duchess interview, and then there's another Duchess appearance, which I'm not going to go through all that. And then we've got the Holly Thompson interview, number 4. And then here is that 3-7, 11 days after Fox 17. I call it a creepy hands video. All right. And yes, ask questions, my girl. That's what I'm here for. All right. She covers his arm in the video. And yes, I've talked about the bite marks before. All right, let's get back. Okay, so they didn't show their face, guys, because they're too emotional. That's the first time I've ever heard that. You guys probably know about it. You guys follow every detail. And now I'm on it. All right, let's go. First interview that I thought was the first interview, but it's not. And they're too emotional.
Katie Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot.
Just to start, just so we have it on file, just both your first and last names and spelling.
Katie Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, Proudfoot.
Look at the soothing.
Chris, last name's Proudfoot, Proudfoot.
Does.
So, I mean, first, just as parents, tell me what the last now over a week has been like for you two.
Horrible beyond words. This was an experience that I would have never dreamed would come. Honestly, I can't put words to how hard this has been and how much it hurts not knowing where my son is, where he's at, if he's okay.
And pay attention to the language that she uses, guys. I'm going to try to listen to a little more. I hope I'm not getting sick, but my throat feels all like scratchy and the weather's been crazy. So I'm still going to talk, but I want to listen to this a little bit and understand what she's saying. And I want you guys to hear that there's no fluctuation in her voice, right? I think that's why you guys watch me. You guys like my channel because I'm very demonstrative. I talk, I have emotions. Sometimes they're low, sometimes excited. None of that. None of that's happening here with Katie, in my opinion. Just flat.
Just horrible is the best thing I can say.
What about for you?
It's rough. I mean, we are on day 11, no answers. And the horrible things that people say just keep rolling in.
Yep.
Regardless of taking time to consider the facts and, assumptions is what they're going off of. But, for us, we sit here and we wait. We wait and hopefully we'll get an answer, or hopefully he walks through our door, which would be amazing.
I was going to say, how badly do you both want Sebastian?
Hopefully he walks through the door. Now remember, Chris is carrying this, and Katie is soothing herself by rubbing his arm and maybe covering up the bite marks as well.
To just walk through that front door to get that call.
I'd give anything. In a heartbeat, I would give anything.
it's not measurable. Let's put it that way. There's no measurable. Anybody says, oh, it is. You've never sat in these shoes. You've never been in this situation.
What situation is that, Chris? I do believe the situation that they're in is not a missing child situation to them. I believe they know where their missing child is and he's no longer alive. And they know that's a nightmare because if you kill somebody, even if it's accidental, and you don't call 911 or do something in that way, then it's going to haunt you forever, right? So that's what I think they're referring to. What situation, sir?
And I don't ever wish for people to be in this situation.
And what's Sebastian like? What's his personality like? What does he love to do?
We don't know. We hate him.
For the most part, is happy. He likes to laugh and joke and tell you all about everything and then some. He loves games.
Doesn't it sound like she's annoyed by that? He loves to tell you about stuff and then some. Like, that's not anything to me. All right. Nothing. Who piles their hands like this, for goodness sake? It's just an interview. Well, Carrie, they didn't want to show emotions. Happy Friday, girl. All right.
He loves video games.
He's like, I can't find anything really good to say about it. Let me see. Okay.
He loves to play with his Legos. Even building things with me. We build little projects here and there, but
it's Uncle Taco.
He's always a character.
He's a nice interpretation.
Are there any like weird tendencies that he has?
She called him a character, all right? And again, that wasn't in a good light, okay? But this is just, this is awful. All right, let me think. He liked to eat. We hated that about him. Yes. Right when you said that, it's an angel number. 222. Say a prayer that Sebastian is brought home, guys. All right, let's go. Thanks for being here, Uncle Taco, and everybody else in the house. This is the weirdest video I've ever seen, except for Letitia Stauk. That was weird as fuck.
That might be able to help people find him in this search.
Find him?
I don't know how helpful to finding him, but he fidgets constantly. He loves shiny pennies, paper clips. He's always like, whenever we go to the grocery store, he always looks on the ground and looks under the register counter, and he's always looking for shiny pennies everywhere. Paper clips. He loves to bend them out of shape and play with them, fidget with them. He loves playgrounds.
That's it? Paper clips and pennies and playgrounds?
We've said it before. He likes fishing and things like that. But
cats. Boy loves cats.
He does. He loves cats. It's his favorite animal.
This is crazy, man.
I don't know.
I probably would have arrested these people right after the interview was over if I was law enforcement. GD.
He's just...
It's like pulling teeth.
He's a good kid.
There are no leads, nothing caught on video. Your son has been missing for 11 days now. How does that make you feel as parents?
We're parents?
I mean, I don't have words to describe how I'm feeling right now. I mean, every day is harder than the last.
Oh yeah?
I mean, we're out, we're looking, we're trying to make sure that everyone stays looking and doesn't let
not true
his face fall to the bottom of a feed or
that's not true at all. They're actually all over YouTube telling people to shut the F up, harassing, That's a complete lie. What's up, Mab? We did the perfect crime. David, my guy, BMX David. It's been a while. All right. And Flojo TV's back. What's up, my guy? He hit over 1,000 subs. Awesome. Keep it going, man. It's not easy. She hasn't looked. She's bunkered up in a mobile home and moved away. How many miles? Exactly, Carrie. She hasn't done anything. They didn't go to the vigil. They didn't go to the memorials. They didn't go to help Seth pass out flyers and pressure law enforcement. Nothing. They didn't even call 911, guys.
Get covered by some other nonsense. I mean, we just want our boy home.
When you walked in Monday morning and didn't see Sebastian in his room, what was your gut reaction?
Aww.
My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I realized he actually wasn't in the house, I've never experienced sheer panic.
True.
In the way that I did.
You never experienced panic in the way that you did. And again, I think she's drawing her memory from what happened that night. Okay. And thank you, everybody that's here. Uncle Taco, they did go to a bike rally. They also went to a store, a reptile store. And oh no, it was because Sebastian likes reptiles. But they never talk about it. Yeah, they shopped for a new Harley. Everybody is looking but them. I don't think they thought it was going to get eggs. Thank you for saying that, because I was just about to say that and I got sidetracked with reading. I don't think, and I've said it before, I don't think they thought it was going to get this much publicity and be an international case. They had no idea. Nobody can know that because children go missing every single day and y'all don't even hear about all of them or even half. All right, let's keep going. I'm not sure why this case was picked up, but I'm glad.
And basically for every minute since that
what? That he went missing?
Not knowing where your child is a pain. That
well, you're talking about your child, not her. Why is she saying when you don't know where your child?
I've never.
Why doesn't she say my child?
I've never known pain like this before.
I wonder if that's her distancing language. You don't talk about somebody else's child. You don't know what pain is, or whatever she just said. It was like she was talking about somebody else's kid, not my son is missing and whatever. None of that. It's just completely like out there, off base, not talking about him.
And walk me through the events that happened,
please.
From Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Thank you.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out doing our thing, running around. We had dinner that evening. And when we came home, we had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing.
No details.
Right up until bedtime, and then some. I let him stay up a little late. And when I told him to go to bed, he's like, "I love you, Mom."
Listen, guys, we just listened to 30 seconds of this interviewer tell us or ask the question, what happened? There was zero detail in any of what she just said. It's literally like, hola, knocked out, woke up. Listen, I'm going to go back just for a second. I promise not to keep doing that. She asked her what happened to Sebastian that night. Tell us. She said nothing. She said nothing. Listen. Tell us what happened that morning.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out doing our thing, running around. We had dinner that evening. And when we came home, we had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing right up until bedtime, and then some. I let him stay up a little late. And when I told him to go to bed, he's like, "I love you, Mom. I love you, puppies."
She never said that before.
He went to bed.
Oh yeah, that's not anything you said.
I went to bed around midnight.
There's that time frame.
Everything seemed fine.
Oh, yeah?
And when I went to wake him up for school, that's when I couldn't find him. He wasn't in his room, and he wasn't in the house.
Okay. She's so emotional,
when I
guys.
panicked.
That's when you
And when
panic.
you panicked, what'd you do?
First thing I did was call my husband, and I said, he's not here. My husband said, what do you mean he's not here? I said, he's not in the house. And he said, immediately just started, did you check here? Did you check there? Did you look here? And I ran through the house. And at that point, I was hysterical, for lack of a word. And
hysterical, for a lack of a better word. I'd imagine he'd be hysterical when you just killed your son and you need to get rid of his body. All right. Again, in my opinion, all speculation, but I'm so glad you guys are calling some of that stuff out too, because you guys see there's no thud in that story. There was nothing. There was zero zilch. If I were law enforcement and I wrote down her statement, excuse me, ma'am, your son Sebastian went missing. Please tell me what happened. And I wrote down that. She didn't say anything. It was a typical day that we did. We went out and, and then we ate dinner. Okay. And then we went to bed. And then she's talking about that he said he loved whatever. We just listened to the other interview. She didn't say any of that. What? There's nothing to write down. Oh, 12 o'clock. Sorry. I wrote down 12 o'clock and nothing.
we called, we three-wayed the police.
Okay, there's the dog barking, and it could be Sebastian at the door coming home, right? Okay. It's not.
And I'm within minutes they were here. I couldn't tell you exactly how long. I know it was fast.
She can't tell us exactly anything, as a matter of fact, guys.
Found him.
When I got the phone call that he was missing,
damn.
Like she said,
disgrace.
Ask questions like, where's he at? Check this, check that. And then we called the sheriff's department. I called the sheriff's department. I stayed on the phone pretty much most of the time.
True.
And then while I was at work, I asked for a relief.
Yes.
Got a relief. Got in my truck from Memphis and made my way to Nashville.
And that was, I guess, Monday?
The morning.
Now, listen, we've gone over interview after interview. And when someone says, I made my way over to whatever, they're covering something up. That made zero sense. That's not what happened. And I can quote that from Stephen Stearns. He said it about 20 times. Yeah, Madeline got out of the car and she made her way over to the church, and I made my way over to the... You remember how many times Stephen Stearns said he made his way to X, Y, and Z? Well, that's what Chris just said. I just want you to realize that. All right. Oh, yeah. These people just lie.
He was missing, yes.
Okay. And so what was your reaction when you got that call from your wife that Sebastian was missing?
Initially, I was like, oh, he's goofing around again. Here we go. He's like hiding. And then when we talked about the places to check and he's not there, I was like, okay, stop. Instantly. Call the police. Instantly. I'm a black and white kind of guy.
No, you're right, Tina girl. You're absolutely right, Tina girl, that Chris and Katie aren't missing. However, listen, I just found an interview that I never knew existed as the first interview. And we need law enforcement to look at the things that are happening around this case. So I agree with what you're saying. And yes, that's what we want to know. That's what we keep asking is, what about Sebastian? But every time anybody asks, what about Sebastian? They're very vague. All right. And in my opinion, those should be the suspects. And she changed her phone. So what happens now? He can't call? KJ's True Crime Campfire. There's some new people in the house, right? Katie called Chris. Then he called 911 and muted her. Yeah, that's what he did. But he didn't call 911. That's not what he said. He called one of his officer buddies. All right, let's keep going.
So,
and to your knowledge, he didn't take shoes with him, right? He locked the door on his way out. Or I guess, what are some of the things that you think he did as he left?
He locked his door on the way out. Okay.
We checked for all of his shoes and none of them are missing. The door was locked.
And what was there some discrepancy as to what he was wearing when he went to bed, or what was he last seen wearing? What was he wearing to bed that night?
Yeah, he called his buddy.
When he went to bed, he was wearing black sweatpants with white stripes down the side. And he had on a black long sleeve black shirt with a print on the front. I'm pretty sure it was one of his
like Star Wars or Halloween or
even Minecraft.
Yeah,
those are the three main
it's
things.
the three things that majority is on his clothes.
But she can't remember what he was wearing that night. If it was the three things, and Chris remembers, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Boy has his flavors.
And obviously you guys are going through the unimaginable, and then, getting a lot of like the kickback that you've seen on social media. I mean, how much worse has that made it for you two to go through something like this?
Honestly,
yeah, we want you to be honest.
We stopped looking at it. There's a lot of terrible people in this world, and
you two are sitting right there because, guys, they are all over the YouTube streets. Don't let them fool you that they stopped watching anything. Anytime anyone talks about Sebastian or they bring Seth up in the case, all of a sudden Chris pops out and hops on that channel, and Katie's right beside him. It's lies.
I don't want to waste energy on any of that. I want the focus on finding our son.
It's not your son.
The facts
it's not
are
ours.
the facts. I mean, the police know the facts, and all I ask of anyone is, if they're able and willing, is to help find him, help spread his flyer, help look for him, call in if you know anything or see anything.
Okay.
But we just ask that people focus on finding Sebastian.
So what happened
He's
with
never
that?
done anything like that before, right? Just kind of walked out of the house.
He's not a runner. This is not normal.
There's definitely some leakage here when he says he talks about swimming like a fish, and she says he's not a runner. Something in that tells me something happened maybe, and they put him somewhere with water. Definitely didn't run off, but there seems to be some major leakage, and I really do hope that this case gets solved at some point and they find Sebastian, because I mean, it's just maddening that he's been gone for so long, and we're sitting there watching these parents do what they do, and we're looking at it still as a missing child and not a criminal case. I don't see how that's possible.
For him to run away. He's not a runner.
Okay, you said
in
that.
Many places, I guess, I know you guys have been told to stay in the house, right? Just in case he comes home.
We are doing what we've been.
He's gonna say something else. They're told to stay in the house, but she's gonna move right out, and Chris is gonna give us an excuse why.
Asked to do by the law enforcement agencies and everybody involved. I am not going to divulge anything more than that.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to ask, I guess, next is, if you were to go out and search right now, if people want to help search, what types of places would you guys look at that he could maybe be at?
Anywhere and everywhere. At this point,
it's been 11 days. He could be.
The vaguest answers, the vaguest timelines, everything about anything they say is just vague AF. All right. The reason a lady like this would ask that question is because a perpetrator would say, oh, maybe in the water, in the woods. They kind of give it away, right? Sometimes there's leakage and they give it away, or they give ideas and the ideas tell us, nope, not Chris.
Be anywhere.
Yeah, they've searched the
He could
woods,
be
they've
anywhere.
searched parks, they've searched creeks, they've searched. At this point,
That's not what she asked you, Chris. She asked you if you were out searching right now, you guys, where would you go? And he goes on to tell them anywhere and everywhere. That's what they did. This, they did that. That was not what they asked.
anything and everything.
Anywhere that he
please
could
search.
be.
Not jiving, my
staying
friend.
out of the weather, or getting food, or
You think he's getting
honestly,
food?
at this point, he could genuinely be anywhere.
Honestly, genuinely.
How hopeful are you two that he will come home?
I will never give up hope on finding my child.
Optimism.
Again, she didn't answer the question. I'm just going to leave you with that.
Is at its highest,
Our-
regardless.
Our son is out there. We're going to find him.
And now just, I mean, publicly, like obviously police are now investigating a landfill. People are speaking out about that. What are your thoughts about that?
Everybody has an opinion and their assumptions, and they are entitled to those. But
is that even what she asked him? Wait, what? Hold on.
And now just, I mean, publicly, like obviously police are now investigating a landfill. People are speaking out about that. What are your thoughts about that?
everybody has an opinion.
About a landfill, and he goes back to everyone has an opinion, and he starts turning the interview on himself to say that him and Katie didn't do it. That's not what she asked. That's not even close to what she asked. That's not the question. And yet he goes off on that tangent.
And their assumptions, and they are entitled to those. But as I've stated before, all we've asked people to do is to look at the facts, not what everybody's putting out there. If they have questions, call the law enforcement agencies.
Oh,
and
yeah?
they'll give you whatever they can give you.
Is that right?
But the assumptions are just that. They are an assumption, your opinions. We pray for everybody.
What about Sebastian?
Hopefully this never happens to you. And if it ever does, then you'll understand. But I pray it doesn't.
And they're doing their job. They're looking everywhere they can their goal is the same. We just want to find him.
If you could say something to Sebastian, if he's listening right now, what would you say to him?
And just remember, guys, this interview was done because they didn't want to show their faces because they're too emotional. I did not hear any emotion at all whatsoever from any of them. So keep that in mind. And also, we are 9 out of the 15 on the goal, guys. If you guys want to get to the goal, I'm going to give away something on the Guilty of Crime website, Guilty of Crime merch. So hit that like button, subscribe, get a membership. All that will go towards the goal. All right, let's keep going.
I would say that we love you and we miss you and we want you to come home.
I would say that's also another spotting a hoax, spotting a lie. When someone says, I want to say, what do you mean you want to say? She asks you what you're going to say. You want to say, I want to, what? I want to say, well, why not just say it? Because she already knows where he is. That's my opinion.
And just know that we all care about you so much.
Oh, yeah?
You're not in trouble. That door's unlocked and waiting for you to come home.
And again, why
Your
would he
puppies
be in
miss
trouble?
you. Your family misses you. I miss you.
Everybody
Just come home.
last. He's last.
Anything else that you two want to add or clear up or anything like that? Okay.
Just help us find our son.
Just to start, just so we have it on file, just your...
That is terrible. What in the heck? That was wild. Okay. So listen, Kung Fu Panda, what is up? We love and miss you. We changed the phone numbers and moved away, but you're not in trouble. Yeah, character. Okay, so we're still here. We're at 2 hours and 15 minutes. I definitely want to make the goal. And I have one more. I have the on patrol that you'll actually be able to hear broken down. If you guys want me to continue in chat, put a 1, hit the like button and put a 1, and we'll knock out one more of those interviews. I will try to do the other ones for you as I find them. But if you guys want me to stay here and do the last one, it's about 13 minutes. And then that way we can make the goal and do a giveaway, hit a 1 in chat. Also, I'm going to put the pictures up real quick that Kylie's nails sent to me. Let me hold on, let me put this back up, and then I wanted to find those pictures and see, are you still here, Kylie? Kylie's nail candy. All right, hold on. I'm gonna put these pictures she sent me, but I need a little bit of help understanding what they are. So I'll put them up and then we'll do the last. It sounds like you guys want to just be here. They don't show his, yes, they don't show his name, guys. And not only do they not show his name, but you're spot on. They don't show a picture and they don't show his name. That's the most wildest thing. We've just watched 2 interviews and none of that's happened. I'm trying to find these dang pictures to pull up. I hate when it does that. I'm sorry. All right, share screen, window, and here it is. Okay. All right. Let me see. Can you guys see that? Let me open it up and then I'll scroll through. I'm not sure what this is. If Kylie's there, there's some screenshots. It looks like it might be the light videos. Oh yeah, it is, because Mob Crew. I don't see anything, guys. I'm not really sure, and unless Kylie can interpret it, is that supposed to be a person outside? What is that? I think they're trying to say it's a person, but and then there's the tree that they're blocking off or marking off and a light. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I'm assuming it's the lights. And then also, you guys know, we've talked about the convicted registered SO accused of killing daughter's boyfriend. I guess this is in the family. Night court, victimology deep dive, other half of the Foot Clan. Where's Sebastian? That's Katie's family, right? That are pedos, her mom and the family. All right, the jig is up, Joker. No one left to blame. Deep dive, where's Sebastian? And maybe people think that they have him. I'm not sure. I don't buy any of those theories. Oh, what was that? Oh, Lady Freedom's got this up too. They have a picture of Katie, and then is that supposed to be Katie? Who is that? Or is that her family member drinking a Bud Light and smoking? Anyway, oh no, that is Frances Rosenbaum. I guess that's her family member, right? I never seen that before. I knew there was RSOs, but yeah, and then another one here, Guy William Christopher, an registered SO. They're showing him in that picture, and then Chris and Katie. Huh. Okay, well, what you'll have to interpret those for me at some point because I have no idea what those mean. I did pull them up, but yeah, I don't know what they mean. All right, let's do this. The on patrol one, guys. All right. All right, Sebastian Rogers analysis of mom, Katie Proudfoot interview on patrol, and my polygraph story. Okay,
guys.
Thank you.
The video, if you find
you guys will be able to hear it now.
Our
hold on.
Roadhouse and consider subscribing.
Definitely
and Rogers enjoyed a colossal sized popcorn and went bowling with his mother, Katie, and then later dined at the Texas Roadhouse. He likely had no idea that he was going to go missing later that evening, or possibly in the early morning hours of Monday, February 26th, from the beach area of Hendersonville, Tennessee. He's been missing now for more than 6 weeks, and while his biological father, Seth Rogers, has been out searching nonstop and also hitting the YouTube streets, Sebastian's mother, Katie Proudfoot, and his stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, have not been out searching. They've even moved away from the family home, the home that Sebastian disappeared from and that you would think he would likely return to if he could. Strange moves by a biological mother who's missing her child, a high-functioning autistic child, but a child with special needs. Katie and Chris Proudfoot are now staying in their RV in a RV park called Yogi Bear near Memphis.
All right, now remember, this is in the beginning, so if you guys forgot that Katie dipped out, her child's missing, she wants him to come home, she wants us to find him, never says his name, doesn't show pictures, but then gets up and moves, all right? I want you to remember that, and I will thank you guys when everything comes through on my end. Taco died at TRH. Wait, what? What happened? What am I missing? Later died at Texas Roadhouse. What is Uncle Taco saying? What am I missing? Taco, yup. Uncle Taco's got a lot to say. Nerdy girl, thank you. All right, I'll catch up, I promise. I will catch up with y'all. All right, let's keep going.
Tennessee. And that's Remy in the background, and he must have awakened from his slumber. He's my one-eyed black pirate cat. Well, yesterday, Katie Proudfoot made a surprise appearance on a Reels show called On Patrol Missing. I'm going to share that video with you, but before I do, I wanted to talk about what Katie said and how she came across to me. Once again, Katie turned up on TV without her makeup. This seems to be a departure from how she previously presented.
Oh God, she's presented herself in so many ways. Okay, Uncle Taco says the beginning of video. Okay, and yes, they did move at the very beginning. At the very beginning, they dipped out, and people gave them a lot of shit. Remember on Nancy Grace, they were in the inside of the RV. Law enforcement says the G hoodie died after the so-called figure who was, in my opinion. Okay. All right, but they debunked it on their website as well. Tracy G, good to see you. Yeah, that one's Chronicles of Olivia video, but this is just like a compilation that's going over the On Patrol that we saw earlier and could barely hear.
Herself in public. If we base this on her Facebook photos, in most of those images, she's typically fully made up, coiffed and powder puffed, which begs the question, why isn't she putting on the face paint for these big interviews? Is she simply too distraught over Sebastian being missing to care? And that would be totally understandable. Or is she trying to feign a greater degree of upset than she actually feels? Despite the lack of makeup, Katie still comes across as pretty cool, pretty calm, and pretty poised. We aren't seeing a ton of emotion like you'd expect from a mother whose child is missing. In this latest interview, she does seem to break down a tad at the end when she directly addresses Sebastian and she calls him Bubba. Katie mentions that she and Chris have been praying for Sebastian's return. So
okay, I get it now. I'm catching up with chat, and Uncle Taco is Sebastian's uncle and dad's bestie. All right, got it. Thank you. I don't care if she wears makeup or not. Her son is missing. Right. Agreed. It's just the appearances of the way they change and switch and try to be nice. She tries to be meek. She plays a bunch of different roles, but really her true colors come out.
They're praying, but they're not actually hitting the pavement to physically look for Sebastian or to hand out flyers. Now, if I were her, I'd be praying and out looking, but that's just me. And by the way, I would do that for my cat Remy. So it's not just for a child. I would do that for my soulmate cat. Katie does finally share some details about Sebastian in this interview. She says he loves animals, he loves fishing, he loves dancing, and he loves video games. But she also mentions him being temperamental at times and says he runs like the Naruto anime character. These last two details seem, to me at least, to shade Sebastian. They aren't really complimentary, and I don't think they add a lot to help people who are out looking for Sebastian. So why even say that? Now, while Katie does seem to get a little emotional at the end of the interview, she's still not crying any actual tears. It seems like she's not able to muster the salty.
And again, guys, that's why she didn't show her face, was because she was too emotional in the interview that had zero emotion. All right.
She drops from her eyes. I mean, I cry at the end of sad movies. If it were my child, I would be so distraught. But yes, everybody's different. Okay. I would think that at just 6 weeks out, Katie, as a mother with a missing special needs child, would be prone to crying. Now, the best part of this video is when we get a glimpse of Sebastian and we get to hear his voice, get a feel for his vibe, see his spirit. So now with
and that's important because we didn't get any of that from his mom or the step monster dad, right? Katie keeps saying our son while Chris says her son and the mother. Very distancing. I never hear him say our son. In the bushes says, I took a dinner break. Look, they didn't get enough crap for Nancy Grace. Let's play Count the Lies.
Without further ado, I'm going to play it for you.
Yes. Missing Tennessee teenager.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh,
in the early morning hours of February 26, 2024, 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. That's about 20 miles north of Nashville. He's not been seen or heard from since. And Sebastian is now the subject of an Amber Alert. Joining us now is Sebastian's mom, Katie Proudfoot. Katie, thanks for being with us under what?
That's the worst sound I've ever heard on anyone's video. What is up with this video? It's a total different one. If it hurts your ears, let me know, guys. As soon as we get to this one, it's terrible. The heck?
Must be very difficult circumstances. First of all, how are you and your family holding up?
I would say that this isn't a tragedy that we would wish anyone to ever experience. We're keeping our faith, and we're praying every day that we're going to find Sebastian.
What's the latest on the search?
So law enforcement is exploring any and all possibilities. They're communicating daily with us about updates and the statuses. We have faith that all the law enforcement agencies involved are doing everything that they can, and we're going to find Sebastian and bring him home.
We know the most important thing right now is to get the word out about Sebastian. What would you like our viewers to know about your son?
Sebastian, he is high-functioning autistic. He loves animals. He loves video games. He loves fishing. You're so goofy. He's typically a very, very sweet boy. He can be quite temperamental, though, if he's overstimulated or if he's stressed out.
That's any child, guys. Just saying, all right? And this one, she has almost no emotion, no facial expressions. Yeah, looking at her eyes. Look at her eyes. It's like they're dead. There's only one way. Stop everything. So stop everything. He loves KP. All right.
He has a unique run. He runs like the Naruto anime character. When he's excited, he likes to dab, and he loves music. He loves to dance.
That's all very helpful information. Now, if Sebastian is out there watching, what would you like to say to your son?
I would say, Bubba, we love you. We all love you so much. Wherever you are, just know that we are not going to stop. We're going to keep searching. We're going to find you. We're going to bring you home. And if you ever get an opportunity, find a phone, find a safe adult, call 911. But I'd also like to...
I guess by this point in the interview, she had just a Xanax moment. There you go. At this point in time in this interview, guys, she's got down what she needs to say because everyone's going to ask the same question. In the beginning, they don't realize that. And as you see the interviews progress, you can see that they've narrowed down one story, all right? We think he may be hiding out at the motorcycle showrooms. He's not in trouble, though, and we will never stop looking for her son. My God. I know, right? That's very helpful. That's very helpful. He likes to dab. What? Ugh, okay, we're almost done.
To ask our community to please keep searching your properties, keep sharing his flyer. Yep. If you know something or you see something, please say something. Call the law enforcement immediately.
We're going to do everything we can to help find him.
Thank you.
I find it odd that she cuts herself off from directly addressing Sebastian pretty quickly, and she then switches over to asking people in the community to look in their sheds, in their barns, look everywhere. Also, she doesn't mention how exactly they can contact the authorities. Now, the program does, but she doesn't. You think she'd be like, please do this, please do that. Here's the number, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they said, well, we're going to share all that so you don't have to. But you think she'd be eager to get it all out there and be sure that she stated it. Now, we also know that Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, has taken his polygraph, the one that Nancy Grace offered to set up for him. He mentioned on some channel that he didn't have the results yet because the experts hadn't yet graded it. Well, let me tell you guys, I have taken a polygraph and I took it for the FBI. It was quite a few years ago, and it was when I thought I might want to work for them. I'd already passed like a very long written test that I had to fly to Cleveland to take. I'd also been interviewed by multiple agents around a table. At this point, it was just I had to do a trigger pull, and I'm trying to remember what else, but the polygraph was the really big deal. And let me tell you, there was no delay in the grading of my polygraph. I got the results right then and there. And I can say that if you're showing to...
Now, remember in the Nancy Grace interview, they were inside this, right? I don't think they were there anymore. I think they had already traveled to where they were going. They could have done it outside here, but probably not. All right. And that was shortly after Sebastian went missing. They packed up and moved away. And then thank you so freaking much, Thought Criminal. You rock, and you want justice for Sebastian as well as all of us do. No love for Sebastian from KK. I just don't see it, right? She was a drunk, according to Seth, if I'm not mistaken. It is all the lies and the twist. Just tell us where he is. Well, they won't answer a straight question, Uncle Taco. We see every time someone asks them a very pointed question, they answer it with something different than we expect. All right. They were in Oregon. Thank you. Yellowstone RV Park. All right. Let's keep going.
Or not, you're going to hear about it right then and there, at least with the FBI. So I think although they told Seth they were going to grade it, I think they already knew whether he was telling the truth or lying. And personally, I'm pretty sure he's telling the truth. But I think what they're really doing is they're putting a show together, and they're going to try to maximize the drama and the suspense before they share the actual results. When I had my one and only polygraph, I was sat in a chair, not facing the polygraph expert. He was at a long table, and he was looking at my profile as I was staring down a hallway to a door. I had straps all over me, and I kind of felt trapped in the chair. To be an FBI special agent, at least back then, you could not have smoked pot at least 3 years prior to getting hired. And I hadn't smoked any pot. I have smoked pot. I sound like President Clinton. I have smoked pot, but I hadn't smoked any pot in 3 years. However, the guy I was dating had, and he'd blown some my way. Again, I sound like President Clinton. But seriously, I had not smoked.
I remember that, and that was terrible. Hope Floats is guilty of crime, and when they got to the RV park, they put CCTV everywhere when they didn't have it at home. Yeah, right. They also put it at the house. I remember Katie saying, "Hey, we're leaving, but we have cameras up everywhere because people keep coming to the house." That was their excuse, right? I believe he was carried. That could absolutely. I believe he was carried out over someone's shoulders and handed to another person awaiting. Mob Crew YouTube does light breaks down well, in my opinion. Awesome. I'm all for Mob Crew. I'm not on the same my idea of it, but I like his content. I don't have to agree to watch content. Exactly. I couldn't do that, guys. I physically couldn't do that. If my child went missing, and I don't even say which one because I don't want to even put that out in the universe, went missing, I would not leave. No way, no how, I wouldn't change my number. I would, and I would let anybody and everybody help to find my child. I'd talk to anybody and everybody. I would go to everything. I just don't understand. I really don't. All right, let's keep going. We've been here a long time. We're going to give away something in a minute.
Pot, but when the polygrapher guy asked me and I said no, I hadn't, somehow I believe my guilt for being around this boyfriend of mine and him blowing the smoke my way made me look deceptive. Now, maybe I would have fared better if I would have just fessed up and said, well, I didn't actually smoke it, but I was with someone who did. Maybe my honesty would have been a better way to go instead of me saying, no, I didn't, but knowing in my head he'd blown it my way and I was sort of culpable by being in the room with him. I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it. But Mr. FBI agent, he was pretty sure I'd done it. He also asked me if I really wanted to work for the FBI. And truthfully, I was having a lot of doubts deep down inside because back then it was a very macho, very masculine environment. I didn't see a lot of women and wasn't sure how I was going to be affected by this.
Damn, she definitely has more to say about herself than anything else, right? Nothing about Sebastian. What's up, Vermont? Hi, Jay. As far as changing numbers and moving, my daughter died and I couldn't change my number for 20 years. And I moved after 7 and I left a forwarding address. I knew she was gone. Well, you know what? I want to give you a big hug. I wish you were right here in front of me. I would give you a giant hug and a prayer. I never want to hear that. And I'm so sorry. But what you're saying is absolutely 110% what us mama bears would do. And that's why we cannot connect with her. It does. It seems like they had plans to travel to the USA and they decided Seth Rogers was in the way of that. I agree. Damn. Jenny M. When my son was in elementary, a little boy died at his school and his mom lit a candle in his bedroom window every night. It was heartbreaking. That's what most people do. And it is heartbreaking. I remember being pissed. She stole my lunch. I only went to drain the snake and it was gone. Maybe 2 minutes. Y'all are funny. Love you guys. Jenny Machete. So sad. How could it be? You're welcome. I don't even ever want to think about that type of pain. So my heart goes out to you. All right.
Hyper masculine environment. So when I answered, yes, I do want to work for the FBI, guess what? He saw deception in my words. So by then I was sweating buckets. This guy's tone is getting more and more aggressive. And when he stopped the polygraph, he just ripped into me. He said, you're being deceptive. What a shame. Like you came here, you're such a good candidate, but then you go and blow it with all of this stuff. And all I wanted to do was get unstrapped from all this crap, get out the door, run to my car, which is what I did, and let loose with all the emotions I was feeling. I was shaky. I remember very shaky and upset. and I wanted to cry, and I'm pretty sure I did cry. But of course, I didn't want this big macho man to see me cry.
Remember, that's Katie's words.
I had way too much pride for that. So yeah, I cried over a polygraph, so I'm pretty sure I would cry if I had a missing child. So that's my experience with the polygraph. And this is why I do think they have a use. They can't be used in court, but they definitely can show when somebody's being deceptive. Can somebody fool the polygraph? Yes, they can, especially if they're a psychopath, which thankfully I'm not, at least that I'm aware of. That's all for today, and I'll see you next time on Bed Crime Stories.
Green tea.
You're so goofy.
He's typically a very, very green tea.
You're so goofy.
He's typically a very, very green tea.
That breaks my heart, that video, because I know they're making fun of him. Look at baby guilty. First of all, just one Heather. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Look what my baby guilty just made me right now. She said it took her 30 minutes. Guys, it's literally paper towels, blue dye, and ice. She froze it. So first, I think she wet the paper towels with the blue stuff. And then after she wet them, she formed it and put it in the freezer. Isn't that beautiful? It's a rose. It's a blue rose. I love it so much. You're so freaking talented, my love. Can we freeze it so it doesn't die? Because we can spray it. We can spray it with something and keep it. Yeah, you can wave, but don't go on camera. Love you. I'm almost done, Kay. Mwah. My God, I love her so much. She's so cute. I can't handle it. But she's also very, very talented. I came home today and I went and bought her clothes because she's in that stage where she is growing faster than I can keep up with her clothes. Remember I told you guys, oh yeah, hairspray, that'll work. Hairspray, and then I have like a glossy thing, a gloss spray that will like keep the integrity. Anyway, I love her so much. Can she do a video showing how she made it? Yes, I would love to do that, Poppy. She just did that right now on the fly. She just sat in there. And this girl, I'm gonna brag for just a second. She is so talented. When she was younger and I was tattooing all the time, because I am a tattoo artist, guys, she would make my stencils with me. She'd come in there and I'd be making a stencil. She would make a stencil. She would watch me like this, tattooing every detail. I just love her so much. So today I went shopping for her, got her clothes, and then I bought her like a coloring book for her to make me a picture. And that's what she made me. She loves 3D stuff. I just love her. Oh. And you guys that come to Vegas are going to be able to see baby guilty because she's a coming. Her and Mama Pearl. Isn't that sweet, Mom? So sweet. I just love her so much. All right, let's keep going. You guys just know I'm such a mama bear. I used to talk a lot about the baby, but I don't anymore because of the trolls and stuff. All right, back to this. Listen, we need to bring Sebastian home, and the only way that's going to happen is by keeping his name out there, keeping the flyers out there, and really just letting people know what happened in this case. Yes, we love our children. I love art, but I also love my children as well, right? Jay, where could I send? You could send me pictures to guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. It's right there on the bottom, girl. Thank you. You're so sweet, Poppy Love. Thank you for being a member, becoming a member. Shout out and welcome. I respect you not to. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I know. Oh my God, that girl's the most talented. She can seriously tattoo right now. If I handed her a tattoo machine, I've let her tattoo on me. I just slow the machine way down. Oh my God, I'm going to keep talking about it. Let's talk about Sebastian now. Sorry. All right, you're in the it's rocks. We love our kids so much. Unlike some people we know, right? Enjoy the coffee. All right, let's keep going. Love you, Jay. Love your channel. Thank you so much. The ones who know and understand the YouTube streets don't blame me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know. That's why I call our baby Guilty and I don't use her name as often as I can. I don't use her name. All right, let's go.
So goofy.
He's typically a very, very
What happened? I guess that was it, huh? You just cut off like that. All right, guys, we made it. I'm going to drop this down and I'm going to put this back up real quick so you guys can see. And we're going to do a giveaway. Even though it doesn't show the goal on there, it doesn't show me the goal. You guys more than did your part in supporting Guilty of Crime. Love you guys. Love you. Yeah, I let her tattoo me, of course, and her other mom too. She's got 2 mamas, and we both are like, yeah, slow it down and go for it, man. I have a whole tattoo studio. I tattooed for years. All right. I'll send you. Yes, please. Anybody that sent me stuff, Thought Criminal, Michelle, Kylie, I am going to continue covering the Sebastian case until we hit that 2-year mark. I'll just pop in and do some just remembering him and going back, okay? Not all the time because I got cases to cover, but I want to keep his name out there as long as possible. All right, you're welcome. So those are the ones, and I thank you. Thought Criminal just sent me a document with a crap load of interviews, every interview, commentary. So thank you. That's that. We'll continue going through that. I know, baby Guilty is so sweet. And yeah, she probably does have the coolest moms. And remember, Grandma Pearl is her grandma. So it's Grandma Pearl, Mama Pearl, and yeah. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys what we have. Well, first of all, let me do this. Before I do that, I cannot forget this. I'm not happy that no one's really talking about the Sonia Massey case. So I'm just going to quickly show you that he got sentenced and what happened. 2 minutes. And then I will hold on, I will give away. I'll show you the merch and give some stuff away. Hold on. I need you guys to know Sonia Massey prepared for Grayson sentencing, and let me go back. Hold on. I want to make sure I show you guys the right one. Former Illinois, Sean Grayson sentenced to 20 years. I think this should be good. All right, this is the cop, and he got justice for Sonia Massey. I'm just going to play this clip real quick because I don't want to forget about her, and then we'll give something away.
The sentence is 20 years for a former sheriff's deputy convicted of killing a woman in Springfield.
And she is the one who had called 911 for help in the first place. WGN's Dana Rebick is joining us now with this developing story. And
yes, remember, she called 911. She did that often because she had mental health issues. That officer was there earlier in the freaking day. He knew she had problems, and yet he did this. Now he's got problems.
The reaction today, Dana.
Yes, Sean Grayson was facing between 4 to 20 years behind bars in this case, the judge giving him the maximum sentence allowed by law. Before the judge ruled today, Grayson was allowed to speak in court, apologizing to Massey's family.
I want to thank the judge, and I'm so grateful to get the full extent of the sentence.
An emotional day in court for the family of Sonia Massey as a judge sentenced Sean Grayson, the Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy who killed her, to 20 years in prison.
This case is about acknowledging Sonia's family, their humanity, confirming the gravity of what occurred when she was killed in her own home after calling for help.
Grayson was convicted of second-degree murder during his trial in October. In July 2024, Sonia Massey called 911 to report a possible intruder. Grayson and another deputy responded to her apartment, Grayson firing on Massey after asking her to take a pot of hot water off the stove.
It's just unbelievable to get that kind of.
And I watched that 7 ways from Sunday. If you go back to my playlist, you'll see it if you want to watch it. She did nothing wrong. It was all him. He's a racist piece of crap. But the kicker is he got 20 years and he just got to stage 4 colon cancer. He's been in jail since he did that, and it's progressed to stage 3. Now it's going to be stage 4 colon cancer, which means he's never getting out of prison, guys.
Phone call that I never thought I would get, but I soon found out how Breonna Taylor's family felt, how George Floyd's family felt.
Grayson did speak in court during sentencing, apologizing to Massey's family, saying in part, quote, "There are no words I can say to take back. I understand why the family is angry. I just..."
Look at the difference between him then and him now. A lot of times when they go to prison, they get overweight, they get fat, but not him, because he has, I was wondering why he got so skinny. He has stage 3 colon cancer that just went to stage 4.
Just hope that one day they will be forgiving. Your Honor, I was very unprofessional that night. She doesn't deserve to be yelled or cussed at. No one does. I made mistakes and made terrible decisions that night. I'm sorry.
For him to be weepy-eyed and crying and saying he was sorry for what he did. But he got on the witness stand during the trial.
And he lied.
Doubled down with his lie.
Grayson had previously worked at 6 police departments in a 4-year time span where he had a history of disciplinary issues. In August, the Sonia Massey Act passed in Illinois, requiring more stringent background checks in law enforcement.
I still think we have a long way to go. There's a lot of systems that were in play that perpetuated and created this situation.
And Jeanette Young, the Chicago woman whose apartment was wrongfully raided by Chicago police 6 years ago, was also at the sentencing today, supporting Massey's family. Back to you.
That's awesome. All right. I had
that Massey family filled with tears.
I had to give her coverage, the case. I covered it, and she got sentenced. Now, quickly, I'm going to show you Ghost so that you can remember to go sign up for Guilty of Crime Ghost, that it has other cases on it. And Krista, you sent me a message on Messenger, like Facebook Messenger or what? Let me know, because I don't normally go on Facebook really at all, but let me know, because I can direct you somewhere else. Yeah, unprofessional. Right. All right, let's remove this. And let me just show you real quick. I got to remember the other people that need justice. And we just posted this today on Ghost. It's free. It's guiltyofcrime.ghost. It's right there, or ghost.org guilty of crime. This 12-year-old girl ended her own life due to ongoing and unresolved. January 29th, 2-minute read. Right, in Illinois, a grieving family speaking out after this 12-year-old took her life, alleged on the ongoing relentless bullying. Right, she was in 6th grade. Her parents advocated for her. They sought help. They trusted the school system instead of intervention. Caitlin's older sister, Kelsey, alleged the bullying was ignored. Instead of protection, concerns were dismissed and no accountability. All right, you guys can go on and read that. It's free to sign up. The system failed her, and bullying ultimately made her take her life, guys. All right, so go check out ghost.org. It's very sad, but we can't cover all cases on this platform because we run out of time. But on Ghost, there's more cases if you want more. And then also, if you request, we will turn those cases into an episode. All right. Or if you need it out there, a case, we'll put it out there. You say, Jay, I want it to be out there. I can put it on Ghost for you. All right. All right. Lastly, before I run out of, where did you message me, Krista? In the, is it the Guilty of Crime Messenger? Let me know. Let's see. I don't even see that right now. Let me know which messenger and I'll check it out. All right, now guys, Jay, you just emailed me. Thank you. All right, let me pull this down, and now we're gonna give stuff away. My throat is starting to get scratchy, so I'm done anyway. All right, real quick, I just want to show you the Guilty of Crime merch because I'm going to be giving something away, and you're not going to know what. until I talked to Tiff, which left already. So this is guiltyofcrime.com, and this is the merch store, right? We've got hoodies and shirts and cups and more shirts and beanies and mugs, right? We got a mystery box, hoodies. I love this Troll Be Gone tumbler. I absolutely love that. It's one of my favorites. So I'm going to be giving something away. All right. I'm going to be giving one of these away just in a minute here. Let's go back to that. I'm going to go back and, yeah, we got really awesome designs. And not only do we have awesome designs, but we have a lot of stuff in the store. And you can ask Tiff and she'll make you anything you want. All right. I thought this was really cool. I know a few people have the Guilty of Crime coloring book and they love it. All right. And you can add color pencils to it and color your heart out. Right. We got a lot of stuff. A lot of people like this design. All right. So go to guiltyofcrime.com. Check it out. We got more mugs, True Crime Junkie, and pens and a mouse pad with my ugly mug on it. Look at that. All right. All right. Now we're going to do a giveaway. Let's get to it. Yeah, we got so many cool things at the merch store, guys. It's awesome. And the quality is fantastic. Thank you, MM Clark. I know the difference between quality and not quality. And I only accept high quality shit, but not expensive, not too expensive. All right, good to see you, Wolfpack. All right, we're going to give stuff away. Oh, I'm going to give something away from the website right now to one lucky person. All right. And then I don't think I gifted a membership, but let me see if I can gift a membership. I promised to. Let me gift a membership and then I will do a giveaway as well. Most of my girls aren't here. I think Synth is doing a show. Tiff had to go. I'm not sure where Carly is. So I'm kind of doing this right now with myself. So let's see. Did it go through? There it is. In the bushes. Received a membership from Guilty of Crime. You go. You go in the bushes. You go. Now you can win something. If it lands on your name, then you're a winner. If you're in the United States and you're green, then you win. And I get to choose what you win. Right? Now we're going to give away. Let me pull this on, pull this up. And then I get to go hide under the covers and take a long 8-hour nap because I'm tired and my throat is getting raw. All right. Yeah, the coloring app. Thank you guys for being here and being awesome. Stop. All right. I'm going to go sleep for like 10 hours. All right. I've had a busy week and it's been cold. All right, guys, fingers crossed, prayers for Sebastian. And you have to be green and be in the U.S. And I get to pick a Guilty of Crime merch item for you. All right. You just have to email me your address and I'll take care of you. Or my email's below, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. All right. Muffin. I don't know where Muffin is, and I don't think that Muffin is. Oh, you do. Muffin says Baby Guilty needs to make some designs for merch. Well, listen, Muffin, you are a Guilty of Crime member. Not only are you a member, but you just won something from the Guilty of Crime store. So that being said, congratulations. Please email me, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. All right. That was awesome. That was awesome. That's how we do here on Guilty of Crime. Deb says, with it being so cold, that beanie and the hat and the hoodie are really nice. They're also a cuddle blanket. Are you using your merch, Deb? Or not only are you using your merch, but please let the crime crew know about the quality. Is it up to your standard of quality, Deb? And I know you do quality. All right. So there it is, guys. Congratulations to Muffin 21814. All right. You've got the weekend to let me know your address and email me and tell me I'm the winner. All right. congratulations. All right. Congratulations, Muffin. You love it. Yeah. And I know your quality. Those poodles that you have and just everything about you is quality. And I hope you guys love the merch. All right. Are we still on for what, Maggie? What are we doing? What happened? What did I miss? Did I miss something? I don't know. Okay. All right. We are still on, but we're about to get going. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Krista, I still don't know where you messaged me. I want to message you back, but which platform did you send me an instant message on? If I don't hear back from you, please send me an email at guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com because I do want to get back to you. All right. And we'll figure it out. All right, guys. I love you. And my voice is going to be gone. We've been on for 3 hours. Oh, it lost connection.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?